Hello, chat. How are you guys doing tonight? What the heck? Wow, that's weird. Oh, well. Anyways, guys, welcome. It is Tuesday night. Made it another day. So, hello, everybody. If you guys are new, my name is Shawn, also known as Potentially Criminal. I am an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area, and tonight we're talking about something kind of tangentially related to the Diddy saga. And, you guys know P. Diddy is currently a guest of the federal government at the Manhattan detention center as part of the federal government's case against him for human trafficking and RICO. Real RICO, not the nonsense civil RICO. And he's been subject to a lot of lawsuits. And by a lot, I mean a lot of lawsuits. Well, now Jay-Z has caught a stray in the middle of this. And because of that, we have to figure out, well, why is he and what's going on with that? Because, well, why does this make sense of this? Why all of a sudden Jay-Z? Well, if you guys go back through time, Jay-Z and Diddy do have a bit of a history. They were both, in the rap game, as the kids say. They've been around forever. If you guys remember Diddy, and we talked about before, Diddy was, Biggie Smalls' producer. And then, throughout history, they've had these issues. They've been together. They've been, chopping it up out there, as the kids say. And they've been involved in different things throughout the 90s into the 2000s. After a while, Jay-Z kind of went his own way. Diddy went his own way. But they're still friends. They're still broskies. They don't hate each other. And this activity, these allegations itself, go back to the turn of the century. And it's weird to say it like that. But right around the early 2000s. And this goes back to that point when they were still, like that. But this allegation seems a little sus. Reading the complaint alone is very sus. But then you get to what is the actual victim in this. They gave an interview, and guess what? The victim is really sus in this one too. So you're like, yeah, as much as, Diddy did his thing, it does not look like Jay-Z was involved in this, or at least this one. That doesn't mean Jay-Z is completely exonerated. I mean, for right now, all he's been accused of this once. Does that mean he did other things? I don't know. We don't know yet. And we'll find out from there. Schnauzer Patrol saying, what happened with Nick today? I honest to God don't know. I've been kind of doing, there were more pressing matters than Nick Recated today. So I was addressing some serious things today. So I apologize, chat. I don't know. Sounds like he'll be going back sometime in January from what I heard to sort things out. But I haven't even had a chance to read the forums or see what's been said or if anybody went to document stuff. So I don't know right now. Sorry. My answer is I don't know. And also I'm pulling a Sam Gerard today saying, I don't care. So no offense, Schnauzer, but that's a mean Schnauzer. Why's it gotta be a mean Schnauzer? Laney's a Schnauzer too. Laney's a Schnauzer Bichon Frise mix, and she's a 50-50 mix. She is a pure designer dog. We did the whole 23andMe on her, and she is, when we got Clyde's back, he's got all these different pie. His pie is cut up into different sections. Laney's is just one line going through it, 50-50. Let's see here. What else did Demon's Wrath says, what the fuck did Diamond Dallas Page sue Jay-Z? Yeah, for this thing. When Jay-Z used to do that, that thing, it's what DDP used to do, and he sued Jay-Z for it, and he had to stop doing it. So is Diddy the Temu version of Epstein? No, because I'm sure Diddy had interactions with Epstein too. So not really. He's the Epstein. Diddy is the Epstein we have at home. It's so bad to say it like that, but I don't. Yes. Mom, where's Epstein? Don't worry. We have an Epstein at home, and it's Diddy. But he's his own Epstein at his own way. Oh, yes. Jigga is not guilty. Yes. Shawn Carter, the life and times of Shawn Carter. Nibba Volume 2. It's a hard knock life. I promise you sandwiches. I promise nothing. Nothing. Anyway, let's see what we got here. All right, let's see what we got here. Lil Ann says, I hope they arrest Jay-Z and Beyonce next. Well, they might. They might. But at least for these allegations, they seem like bullshit. Like I said, Jay-Z may be involved in all this shit, but this one is not legit. This one's not legit. And we're going to go through it. And a lot of it's going to be pretty obvious, but it's interesting how it's all going down. And it'll be also interesting for you, chat, to see who's representing Jay-Z, because it's a name we've seen a couple of times now. It's a very, very familiar household name. Yes, my boy Rico is innocent too. Jen Shawhater is saying, you should really shine a light on the Orange Man. Well, the problem is, he's like kind of fallen down. I got to figure out how to stand him back up because I had an issue with him. So right now he's leaning against a safe. That's the best I can do. It's the best I could do. Inner city pigeons. I just want to do hood rat shit with my friends. Yes. Keith Patrick says they all organized to kill Tupac because he wasn't gay. Okay, well, I don't know. Tupac was doing ballet and shit, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Yes, Rico Tavius. And then, real quick, also, guys, yes, I know we talked about it. I put out a thing yesterday. I know Brewberries, you made a comment here. I'm sure Jeff would laugh at this if he were here to laugh at it. But yes, we did lose Jeff, also known as Legal Vices, over the weekend. Like I said before, guys, like I said yesterday, you know, if the time you enjoyed with him, if he made you laugh or said something funny or you learned something, keep those memories, keep all that stuff with you. That's the good stuff. And that's what I would tell you to keep with you and take with you going forward. That's how I recommend you do it. And yeah, because those things, that knowledge, the happiness, the laughter, whatever, you get to keep, and that can't ever be taken away from you. That's yours forever. And that's kind of one of the best ways you can remember somebody. And the stuff they did that you enjoyed and they touched you in a positive way, keep that going. That's how you keep them alive, because it's, they're still in your mind. So, but that's it. Brewberry says maybe Jeff can ask Tupac on the other side what happened. You know what? I hope Jeff, I'm sure Jeff is asking a lot of questions right now to stuff we want to know the answers to. And then on Blaze is saying, hey, Shawn, I got an A in evidence in criminal procedure. Fuck yeah, man. Number one, you got your results back this fast. That's really cool. Number two, congratulations, brother. That is some good stuff. I'm very happy for you. I'm curious to know if you got the highest grade, if you booked the class. I'm assuming your law school talks about that, but congratulations, man. Congratulations. It's not easy. It ain't easy, and I'm glad whatever you did worked out, and hopefully you keep that formula going. You can harness that, and you've developed your plan. You can reproduce that plan, because every other class is the same way. You just apply this plan to new information, and you'll be rocking it hard. But congrats, dude. That's awesome news. That's awesome news. I hope the rest of your finals you get similar grades. I hope you get similar grades. But yes, congrats to you. Congrats. Let's see here. Eric says $2 hoagie night at Stoney's. Not a big hoagie guy. Hoagie's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. The way people put hoagies together with like American cheese on, it's like not my jam. Not my jam. And then real quick, Hunch Dirty Roofer. We're gonna get started here in second chat. Hunch Dirty Roofer says Diddy is the house Epstein. Yes, he's the Costco brand Epstein. Yes, he's the house reserves. Thank you, Hunch. Hope you're doing well, man. Paul Goodyear for $5 Canadian, also known as 2.5 toonies or 5 loonies, is saying, Josh, Meme Copium, yes, mentioned that they are trying to get Legal Vice's channel, yes, Jeff's channel, to 100K for a YouTube button for his family. They are currently at 90,600. Yes. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Jeff, help him out there. He was at 86,000 yesterday, and we're closing the gap. Let's get him to 100. I think that's a pretty cool thing if we can get it done. So if you haven't subscribed, throw a sub out there. Nobody, it'll be just between you and your computer screen. So, but yes, thank you, Paul. I appreciate that, and may you guys get a new prime minister soon. Let's hope Fidel's son resigns soon, because I know things are looking good up there right now in that regard. That said, the rest of your economic situation, I think your provincial governors are finding out that your premiers are finding out trying to get into a trade war with the United States is not a good idea. But otherwise, you might be getting new government soon. So yay! Annieland is saying my kid is officially going to Oberlin. Well, congrats. It's a good school. It's a good school. Please keep this on retainer. That's not a problem. I will, Oberlin's about an hour away, but you know what? If your kid gets in trouble, get a hold of me. Let me know. I'll come out. We'll work something out. Not a problem. And then Blaze says, thanks. I don't know if I booked it yet. Well, the best of luck to you on that. So Shawn needs to do a lot of Ebonics translations today. Oh. But what if it's too legit to quit? Well, you can't be too legit to quit. Oh, Anna says, I just saw Trump. Yeah, well, he's kind of like very flat right there, so. Where are you? Hold on here. What are you guys? Annie says, literally my first super chat. Well, thank you, Annie. I appreciate that very, very much. All right, guys, it's time to rock and roll here. It's time to rock and roll. And don't worry, chat. I can help you guys out. I can navigate you through any sort of Ebonics or things we'll have to worry about. Even though, you might think, oh, it's because you're an attorney. No. It's because I know things and because I've got experience. Whether it's from the crack tables down in AC to being back on the block. Yeah. You guys might get that. So here we go. So if you guys, I guess I kind of have to start off with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, also the artist, also known as Shawn Carter, is a rapper from Brooklyn. He's grew up in the same vein as these other guys. His songs about growing up and the projects in Brooklyn, selling crack and all that fun stuff, being a drug dealer, and he kept arms 38 longs in the side of his mom's Buick. Just so you know, if you didn't know that. If you guys have never seen him before, he is also married to Beyonce, but this is Jay-Z if you've never seen him. His hair is longer now, but he used to be, short-haired for a long time. But he's been, this is Jay-Z. He's been around forever. Been married to Jay-Z in a long time. So he's a fixture in the rap game. He has been around. Where Brooklyn at? How old is Jay-Z now? Jay-Z's old. Jay-Z is what is Jay-Z? How old is Jay-Z? He's 55. He's 55. So that's Jay-Z's Jay-Z's 55. Yeah, I didn't realize that at the time, but yes, he is 55 now. Jay-Z's an intellectual. Okay, well, I don't know if he's an intellectual. You know, I mean, he was born in sewage and he was born to make bomb music, and he would flow tight like he was born Jewish. And he used the streets as a conduit. So, and he would keep arms 38 longs inside of his mom's Buick to actually give you the full spoken word of Jay-Z. So anyway, he has been sued, and he, like I said, Beyonce's 40. No, guys, I'm talking about Jay-Z being 55. Was I spitting some bars? I mean, maybe. Just a little bit. You know, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight or a pen to a test. Or having your chest in the line of fire without a thin-ass vest. You know, you bring them boys to men, how them boys gonna win? This is grown men BI. That'll get you rolled into the triage, biatch. So anyways, here we go. So this is a Jane Doe lawsuit that's been filed. It's been filed in the Southern District of New York. And this is where all the other Diddy lawsuits and everything else has been going on. People are unsubbed. Okay. Oh, come on now. Plot twist, Jay-Z's older than Tim Pool. All right. Well, he's not. Okay. So here we go. He was... Oh. All right. So this is Jane Doe, and it's in the Southern District of New York. It's Jane Doe versus Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy. Daddy's House Recordings, Combs Global, Combs Enterprises, Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Bad Boy Productions Holdings, Bad Boy Books Holdings, Bad Boy Records. You guys remember that was P. Diddy's, that was Diddy's, Bad Boy Productions for a long time, that was his thing. Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Productions, organizational does 1 through 10, individual does 1 through 10. Now, organizational does are other organizations they may not be aware of, but are certainly involved in this. Other individuals are involved in this. And then finally, and this is an amended complaint, and Shawn Carter. Now, Jay-Z, his mom did spell it right. Diddy's mom did spell it right. So, can't win everything. You can't win everything, chat. But they tried. So, the big thing here is this is the plaintiff through her attorneys, the Busby Law Firm, and it's led by Tony Busby. He's been filing a lot of the Jay-Z stuff here. And yeah, Bad Boy Books. I know somebody's laughing at that. Yeah. What kind of... It's not like they did children's books, chat. So anyway, here's the introduction. Diddy, and also known as Puff Daddy, and Diddy. Although I think it would have been Puff Daddy back in 2000 when this is alleged to happen here. With his longtime friend and collaborator. And that's, they try to use collaborator and not in the music sense, as in the bad guy sense. Drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 VMAs. Now, another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and as Diddy and Jay-Z took turns assaulting the minor. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop it. Now, this is interesting. They talk about who are these others? Who are these others? You seem to know who they are. Let's put some names out there. Otherwise, this just sounds like bullshit. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he's above the law. He is not. His close friend, Shawn Carter, has been with Combs during many of such instances herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. Now, They talk about for decades, Diddy abused, molested, raped, and threatened his way along to assert dominance and to seal this conduct he was doing. He accomplished these acts through a criminal enterprise built upon its success as a rapper, producer, and executive. Yep, and Diddy is one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. He is. He's very wealthy. Diddy has a net. Hold on, what is Diddy's net worth? As of 2024, his net worth is, anywhere from 600 million up to $1 billion. And Jay-Z's net worth is $2.5 billion. But a lot of that's, his brand with Beyonce and everything. He got most of that money by selling children. No. So we're gonna keep going from there, chat. We're gonna keep moving here. So behind the facade of being a 3-time Grammy Award winner, there exists something sinister. A dark underbelly of crime, sex, trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. Combs is a menace to society, women, and children. And they say, well, his wife have kept him above the consequences for years. Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his peers, who will be asked to punish him for his deplorable conduct described herein. Now, remember, chat, this is a civil suit, so you can basically start off by saying the guy is guilty. There's no presumptions of innocence, none of that stuff here. This is just the civil suit, so obviously the prosecution couldn't be talking like this. This would be a little bit much. But they talk about all the, they say that, his enterprise is central to the acts of assault and trafficking. And, his businesses have been at various times in Manhattan and LA and under a variety of corporate entities. And he talks about all their entities right here. And they say these entities also included record labels, a recording studio and apparel line, his alcohol brand, his marketing agency, talent discovery, a network, and a media company. And now, guys, we're going through a lot of this here. We're going to try to skip ahead to the parts where Jay-Z is getting involved. Because we already know a bunch of this here. The businesses served a legitimate purpose, but they also use these businesses to assault and abuse and threaten and coerce hundreds of individuals. He did it all the time. And what they would do is saying, this is what it takes to be famous. What are you willing to do to become a star and perform this act or else? And then in exchange, that was the trade-offs. Like, we'll help you or do it or we'll hurt you. And they talk about members and associates of these businesses engaged in, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation, for the purpose of prostitution, also known as human trafficking, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstructing justice. And this has been ongoing for a while. And they say and they talk about the pervasive history. And they say for years this has been going on. And they've engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards men, women, and minors. And they say the abuse is at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. And they say that Diddy also manipulated men and women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity. And remember, guys, those are the freak-offs. We talked about those before. Those are the freak-offs where, it would go for like however long, the 1,000 bottles of lube and, the, pallet worth of Baldos they found on hand. So that's what they're talking about there. When you hear them talking about all this stuff, that's what they're getting at. All right. That's what they're getting at. Hold on here. What did I lose? Sorry, chat. So, no, not a Nick style freak off, you guys. Knock it off. But that's what we're talking about here. This is the stuff where you're like, oh, I've heard of this before. And if you guys are new, this is where they talk about the freak offs. And Diddy ensured participation by, drugging people up without their knowledge. They controlled their careers, leveraging support. He threatened to cut off support. And other people, they would use intimidation, violence, and, they would drug them up. And they say Diddy was particularly fancy the use of the popular date rape drug Rohypnol, or GHB, to commit most of these non-consensual acts of sexual violence. And they say partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing GHB either prior to entering or while at Diddy's parties. There were also allegations of Diddy dousing victims in lotions or similar body oils laced with GHB so that it would be absorbed through your skin. Okay, this is new. This is new to us, and it's easier to assault him or her. That's interesting. Diddy, let me give you a rub down. Diddy just wants to rub you down with some roofie oil. And then they say it's also well known that Diddy had a practice lacing water with substances such as Xanax and putting him at his parties. It's like, yes, sir, would you prefer some of the house sparkling water with just a hint of Xanax? Oh, no. Yeah. As he told 50 Cent, yes, let me take you shopping. So, that's bad. Elliot says, what's the official oil of hedonism too? Ah! Oh, no, chat, no. Anyways, they talk about what's going on here. That the pervasive physical abuse took place for decades. His tendencies were known for violent sexual assault amongst his colleagues, employees, agents, and businesses. And they say on numerous occasions at least in or about 1996, and continuing basically until 2020, until he got arrested, Diddy would assault women and men by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. And if you guys remember, we've watched that video of Cassie Ventura getting drugged down the hallway in the hotel when Jay-Z's chasing after her. He is not a nice man at times. So they say in 96, Diddy was found guilty of the crime of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer with a gun. In 1999, he was charged with second-degree assault in connection with a shooting or assaulting a record executive. Diddy was again arrested the same year for involvement in a shooting in a nightclub in New York City. Shine and J-Lo hiding the gun. I'm sorry. Did I say something? Did I say something out loud there? I'm just saying there's a little bit of history there. So anyway, Diddy, Shine is the guy who took the fall for Diddy in that shooting in the nightclub where J-Lo is alleged to have hid the gun away in the middle of it. I take it good since we lost you at the part where he hid the gun in that girl's huge ass. Is Shine still in jail for that? No, he got out of jail in like 2008 or 9, I think. Last time I looked it up. So they talk about another instance in March 2016, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Diddy kicked and dragged and threw a vase at a woman, Cassie Ventura, as she was attempting to leave the hotel room. And then when the staff intervened, Diddy attempted to bribe them to ensure silence. Yes, and if you guys haven't seen it, we can watch it again real quick here. But yeah, it's not a flattering one. It's one of the ones that leaked out since Diddy's arrest while they were preparing their indictment against him. But yes, it's a little, if you've never seen kind of like real actual violence before, be prepared. But we'll bring it up here. Hold on. I forgot to. The guy named himself a racist slur. No, he didn't. Oh my God. You guys don't see here. Let's see here. Oh, hold on here. I'm gonna say. Shoot, where is it at? No, one can't get the load. We'll load it in a minute. If you guys need to see it, tell me later, and we'll do it. In the past year, numerous complaints have been filed Numerous complaints have been filed claiming that Diddy, by people who claim they've been abused by Diddy since between 91 and 2009. In November 2023, 3 lawsuits were filed against Combs under the New York Adult Survivors Act. You guys remember, this is the law that was passed to go after Donald Trump. This is the law that used so E.G. and Carol could sue him for what happened back in the day. And, we all know it didn't happen, but it's how she was able to sue him. And we also know this is also the thing where Cassie Ventura, she filed a lawsuit, and by the next day, Diddy had settled it. That was the one we saw where she filed her lawsuit. The next day, Diddy, it was settled and done. That was the one where this happened. But anyways, Cassie Ventura was signed to Bad Boy Records and sued Diddy for rape and physical abuse. She alleged Combs facilitated these through supplying her with copious amounts of drugs and urging her to take them beginning in 2006. And then Joy Dickerson-Neal also sued Diddy in New York, alleging Diddy drugged her, assaulted her, and recorded the assault in 1991. There's Liza Gardner, who says that Diddy raped her when she was only 16. They say in December of 2023, an anonymous plaintiff sued Diddy for drugging and raping her in 2023 when she was only 17 years old, or 2003 when she was 17 years old. And she alleges this happened while their affiliation with Bad Boy Enterprise, and lured her to Diddy's home, where he then did rape her. And they talk about February 2024. And guys, this is the one we covered. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, one of Diddy's former producers, sued him for forcing him to engage in unwanted sex acts and sex trafficking. This is the guy we talk about where he lists out Meek Mill, he lists out Drake, he lists out Chris Brown. It's also where he lists out Cuba Gooding Jr. This is that one where he was all over this guy and like all the creepy shit happened to him. And all he did was wanted to get paid. And among the other allegations, that Diddy would regularly drug others, including minors, by giving them ecstasy or MDMA and other date rape drugs. Jones also alleged that Diddy, in fact, drugged him as well. And then in May 2024, foreign models Crystal McKinney and April Lampros sued Diddy, alleging that Diddy drugged and assaulted them at his studio in 2003. Yeah, this is all nuts. And this is all the Diddy stuff here, and this is saying what has become a known pattern. Diddy promised McKinney to help with her modeling career in exchange for engaging in the conduct. And then Lampros, who's an intern at Arista Records, or Arista Records. Wow, Arista Records, which was an owner of Bad Boy, sued Diddy for raping her on multiple occasions and filming it. There was also in July 2024, former porn star Adria English, who was employed by Diddy while as an entertainer at his famous white parties that brought together the biggest names in music and entertainment industries. And this is the thing Diddy was famous for, is white parties. His white parties sued Diddy for sex trafficking and alleging he required her to make or consume drinks full of ecstasy. Record the acts. And then there's in September 2024, guys, there's a bunch of people suing Diddy, and it keeps on going and going and going. In September 2024, a federal grand jury indicted him and charged him with sex trafficking, racketeering, and the creation of a criminal enterprise. In that case, it's going on right now in the Southern District of New York as well. So they say Diddy's history against women unequivocally establishes his actions are motivated by gender, both men and women. Yeah, there's some weird stuff here with Diddy. He seems to be an equal opportunity harasser of people, which makes me concerned. They say his conduct shows a long-standing practice of denigrating, defeating, and attempting to humiliate men, women, and children. And they say the plaintiff's allegations here substantially mirror Diddy's prior conduct as established through criminal indictments. Now, you might say, well, wait, what about Jay-Z? Well, we'll get that in the next paragraph. And they say, through this case, plaintiff seeks a measure of justice from a man who thought his power and money rendered him untouchable. And the plaintiff joins many other victims filing this complaint in hopes their common voice makes it possible for Diddy to assault another person ever again. Yeah, is that it too, or you want a part of his $1 billion in net worth? I'm sure that's not part of it at all. But here's where we get to Jay-Z. The new stuff, chat. The stuff we want. Defendant Carter, Shawn Carter. Jay-Z, just like Diddy, a wildly successful rapper and businessman. Diddy and Jay-Z have a long history together. Jay-Z met and began collaborating musically with Diddy in the early 90s. Yep, and that's when him and Biggie got together. They would do songs like Brooklyn's Finest, among others. But Diddy and Jay-Z rose together to the very top of the hip-hop industry in terms of fame, influenced by the end of that decade. Diddy and Jay-Z were not simply occasional collaborators. They developed a close friendship that's well documented from the late 1990s to the present, and it's true. They've been pretty close. They attended countless events for each other's business ventures, parties, and after parties. They say, indeed, the two are apparently so close that Diddy stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person other than Diddy's mom who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Shawn. That's interesting. That, there's only one other person who can call me Shawn, and that's Shawn, god damn it. It's like, everybody's like, wait, what? How's that going to work? But yes, I hope Diddy would let his mom call him Shawn. Otherwise, that would be a little fucking weird. That would be a little weird here, chat. So, that would be a little weird. I'd have a big problem with that. Here, chat. Sorry, we got a little trying to organize here. But yes, that's so funny. It's like, do you think when he did I just wonder how that goes. It's like he's like, yeah, your boy. Shawn. It's your boy, Jay-Z. Yeah. Cheer. Brokeback Brooklyn. Ah! Oh my God, that's great. Run LGBT. Ah! That's some good shit. That is some good shit right there, chat. Oh no. The notorious LGBT Smalls. Oh God, I hope Biggie wasn't in on it too. Oh my God, if Jay-Z was really doing all this stuff, Nas really won. Nas really won at the end of the day. Even if his first was and the other was Illmatic, and Nas only had a one hot album every 10-year average, and that might be lame, it's still not as lame as like having sex with Diddy. Oh no, chat. Oh no. Fucking bless us. I hate the fact that I'm gay and I'm grouped in with this shit. Oh no. Nas won anyway. Well, he really won now. Oh, Jesus. Oh. So, that's very interesting. Yeah, and considering what happened with Eazy-E and the NWA, maybe East Coast and West Coast had more in common than they thought. They're just all on the down low, chat. Maybe that's why they had the East Coast, West Coast beef. It was all about some, they just, lovers quarrel. God. Busta Rhymes ain't out there. He busted something else. Yeah, that's the thing. Wu-Tang ain't never gay. Wu-Tang ain't gay. Wow. Chat, wow. Busted. Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes busted cheeks. Yeah, shout out to Big Herc out there, cheek busting. Yeah, he ain't doing it, but he talks about it. You can get your cheeks busted, but Busta Rhymes was busted cheeks. Anyway, we need to keep going, chat. We need to keep going. In 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Diddy and Jay-Z attended the 2000 VMAs in New York City. You guys don't know, the VMAs are put on by MTV, like MTV, like totally, like oh my god, like awesome, wow. They put on the VMAs, the Video Music Awards, and afterwards, Diddy hosted an after party for many of the most famous celebrities in the music and entertainment industries, including Jay-Z, where the alleged events occurred. Oh. All right, so the parties. Jane Doe is a female who resides in Alabama. So Diddy is a male who, on information and belief, resides in New York City through incarceration at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Back on the streets of Brooklyn, Diddy. You're back to your old stomping grounds. It's like you never left. So upon information and belief, he had access to all these companies. We're just going to skip this all here. Defendant, Daddy's House Recordings Incorporated, is a domestic corporation in New York, and belief now has its place of business on Sunset Boulevard in West WeHo. Oh no, Chad, it's in West Hollywood. You know what that means? If it's in WeHo, that's not good. That's not good. Oh no. But in WeHo, California, 90069. No, there's a 69 in there too, chat. No. No, this is not good. This is all bad. No. 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 The universe can't keep working out like this. This is too fucking funny. All right, we need to keep going. Anyways, Diddy is listed as the CEO in the public filings with an address of 1710 Broadway in New York, New York. At the time of the events herein, Daddy's House was a world-class recording studio owned by Diddy that operated on West 44th Street in Manhattan. Upon information and belief, and this is how they get around if they're wrong. This is their way. It's your way of kind of being able to lie in court. Bad Boy and Diddy together owned and operated Daddy's House on information and belief. The Bad Boy recording studio was located on the premise of Daddy's House. Combs used, should I say Daddy? It should be like Daddy's House. Yeah, Daddy. Used the Daddy's House brand, stature, and their ownership titles at Daddy's House to commit the unlawful sexual violence against plaintiff described herein. Oh, we got Cat, not Cat Williams. How you doing, Cat? Hope you're doing well. Yes, we can call him Poofy now. He's a poof. You guys don't know what that means. It's Urban Dictionary, and it's a slang term in Britain. Poof. So anyway, all these other companies are incorporated in Delaware. Their principal place of business is on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California. All members of Combs Global are citizens of Delaware, New York, and or California. Remember, guys, your business has citizenship wherever it lives. They would argue Combs Global is an alter ego for Diddy and or a successor in interest to Diddy's other corporations or established or used by Diddy for the purpose of moving and disposing of his assets. And that makes sense, having a massive controlling corporation. So they argue as part of his renowned Bad Boy record label and brand, he established multiple corporate entities under the name Bad Boy. He goes through them all here. And these are all controlled or directed by Combs and were established to use for the purpose of insulating or hiding assets. And they say, upon information belief, they believe all active businesses under the Bad Boy banner are owned and controlled by Diddy or Combs Global. Now, that's how what they're doing there. And they would argue that Diddy used the Bad Boy premises or the recording studios. Oh, what is this? Hold on here, chat. I need to. Hold on here, chat. Yes, hold on here. It is. Let me see here. Where's their address? Yeah, hold on here. Sorry, guys. I need to set this out to a client here. Just putting this out there. Why is this spelling wrong? All right. There we go. Sorry about that. Had to send a text out. It was kind of important. So they argue that he used these Bad Boy premises to get this going. No, it's not to Diddy. If I was texting Diddy, I wouldn't be here. I'd be making real money. I'd be living on my yacht. So the Defendant Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings is the domestic business, and it's part of the Bad Boy Enterprise. There's also Bad Boy Productions Holdings is also part of this, founded and operated by Combs. They'd argue Bad Boy Books Holdings is also a similar one there. And then Bad Boy Records, LLC, is a Delaware limited liability company. And that one is what they argue is the ultimate, Bad Boy Records, LLC is part of the Bad Boy Enterprise and is a successor in interest to the other Bad Boy defendants that comprise the Bad Boy Enterprise founded and owned by Diddy. And these are all owned and controlled by Diddy or by Combs Global. There's Bad Boy Entertainment. There's like Bad Boy everything. Bad Boy Productions, LLC. And they argue that, and this is the thing, they don't know how he organized everything. And this is why they say with the does, why this is set up that way. So, yes, Sadi's house. Making deals for the yacht, the baby oil. You know it. Do they need a Bad Boy Baldos? That would be. Oh, what the heck? What the heck happened here? That was not. Oh, damn StreamYard. Anyways, that would be funny. Bad Boy Baldos. Oh no, chat. This just gets worse. This just gets worse. Oh no, chat. This is no good. This is no good, chat. Okay, good. We're still there. I'm just saying that was a weird thing that happened there. No, that was not StreamYard. That was me having a problem. That was not StreamYard. We shot Son's horse folder. Don't worry. You'll see a lot more in that. Anyways, the defendants' organizational does are currently unknown entities who were owned by or employed by Diddy. And here's the thing, guys. Diddy may have set up other corporations and you might not know it because it's hard to go through and track everything. Diddy may have set things up like, it just obscure names. Like you can do that and set it up in a way where people might not know. There's all kinds of stuff there. You could be like Vandalay Industries, kind of like Seinfeld. I was just took me a second to think of the name. Like, what is it? I don't know. We don't know what these are. Diddy could have made up, any number of businesses, but they believe that there are other ones out there, and there probably are other entities set up by Diddy to get this going. So we'll find out at some point. Jeez, you guys are rough out there. So, all right. Now, as they argue they were part of the conspiracy, and as they engage in discovery, plaintiff retains the right to amend the complaint to add these individual corporations. There are also individual does who are unknown celebrities and or persons of interest who enabled or conspired with the commission of the complaint herein. Now, presumably, they would argue if they could find out who else is there, was at the party, and who watched it, didn't do anything, they could sue those people as well. And they might be able to, but they're going to have to figure out who they are. So they're dealing with that. But they argue defendant Shawn Carter. Remember, it's the gift and the curse. Is a male who on information and belief, Shawn Carter, he used to use umbrellas to chase away the bad weather. But now you could travel first class just to change the forecast. Just never a bunch, it's just me and you. And he loved your point of view because you pulled no punches. He's the male on information and belief. He maintains residences in both New York and LA. Shawn Carter is more commonly known by his industry name of Jay-Z. Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to filing its amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to solve the matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an early frivolous lawsuit, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, intimidation against plaintiff's lawyers, their families, and former associates in an attempt to silence the plaintiff. The effort was meant to scare plaintiff and discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Well, we're going to get to that. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by Jay-Z. So, getting better at my spoken word. Yeah, well, it takes me a while to remember. Like, I remember listening to Jay-Z when I was in high school. So it's like, I got to remember some of the songs. Like, I'm trying to remember them as I go. And like, yeah, I mean, like, but like if I'm trying to just stick with like the straight Jay-Z songs. Because like if I start talking about, how, Ferraris and Jaguars switching 4 lanes, top down, screaming out money and a thing. Well, that's like Jermaine Dupri and Jay-Z and other guys. So I don't want to do that one. And the 1-900 Hustler thing wouldn't work here because that's got Memphis Bleak and Beanie Siegel in it. And, some other people, which, don't really want to include that here either. Just saying. So each of the corporations aided and abetted Diddy in committing unlawful violence against the plaintiff, or are alter egos for Diddy, completely dominated by him and used for his personal interest, presumably so if they're his fucking businesses. Did I ever wear Jinko jeans in high school? No, I did not. I was never able to get that. Never had those. I mean, I wore jeans, but I did not have Jinko jeans. I remember I had shirts like Jinko shirts or Aeropod, like Aero shirts, or I mean, that was still back in the day when it was like, Abercrombie and Fitch was like something still worth a shit. Hollister, like all that shit back in the day. And I remember, like, here's what I'll tell you though. Here's how big of a fucking airplane dork I was. Little side thing here. There's the clothing brand Arrow. Well, there's also an Italian company. So there's there's Aero Postal, but then there's Aero. How do you spell it? Aero. Okay, hold on here. There's there's Aerospaziale, which is an Italian helicopter company. I'm sorry, it's actually French. Sorry. Aerospatiale is a French helicopter company that made like the Gazelle helicopter and other helicopters. And at first, when I saw the shirt in the hallway, I'm like, why is there a fucking kid wearing a helicopter company shirt? And then I got up close and looked at it. I was like, oh, I don't know what I've never heard of that. And I didn't know that. So, a little, yeah. So I was just a little there. Ticklestein says, is Aerospatiale part of Airbus now? I don't know that part. I don't know. Probably. Airbus has bought up everything. So, yes, I know I'm a nerd. And that was very autistic of you. I know, but I didn't say anything. I didn't ask him out loud. I was very quiet. I was like, hey man, what's up? Like I saw it. I was like in junior high, I think at the time. That's when 98, 99 people started wearing that shit. At least I noticed it. And I'm like, why are we wearing fucking names of just shirt with a name on it? And I'm like, oh, what's that one? And he's like, oh yeah, it's a company. And I remember going home and then opening up my at the time the Jane's game that I got, and it came with this big, back in the day you could buy the Jane's flight sim book games, and it came with this big book of shit you could read through. And I was flipping through and I was like, why are these names different? And then I realized it was different brands. So yeah. So anyway, and these also, we'll get back to this, to serve as vehicles for Combs to move, dispose of, or insulate his assets and avoid compensating many of his crimes, including the plaintiff's crimes. This court has subject matter jurisdiction pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1332 because the cases between citizens of different states and the amount of controversy exceeds $75,000. Now, here's the thing, guys. We talked about this. Jay-Z is lives in New York and LA. We don't know where he's actually a resident of or a citizen of, but we don't have to, because some of you might also say, well, Diddy has a home in New York and he has a place out in LA. Well, won't that defeat diversity jurisdiction? Your defendants can be from the same place. The way diversity jurisdiction works, plaintiff and defendant cannot be from the same place. If you're suing under federal law, so for example, if you're suing on copyright under the Lanham Act, the plaintiff and the defendant can be from the same place. Federal question jurisdiction is fine, but when you're doing state diversity jurisdiction in federal court, you have to be on separate sides. The moment the plaintiff puts someone in on her side of the scale, on her side of the equation from Alabama, case dies. I'm sorry, on the plaintiff's or defendant side with Alabama, case dies. Or if she brought in somebody as another victim or somebody on her side from New York, case dies. Remember, you have to keep the sides separate. They cannot have anything in common with regards to their residency or their citizenship. So that's how you know there's the difference there in those things. Sorry, I kind of fucked that up. But anyways, Chad, I hope that makes sense. You have to be on separate sides of the equation. You can't have anything in common there when it comes to where you're from. So they argue the court has specific personal jurisdiction because the acts took place in New York State and because several of the defendants are domiciled in New York State and regularly transact business in New York State. This is how they establish the personal jurisdiction, but they also establish transacting business here that gives them to the long arm statutes. They say venue is proper pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1391 because these occurred in this district. Well, and it sounds like it. The jury demand, she wants a jury on this. And the factual allegations. On or about September 7th of 2000, the plaintiff, then 13 years old, had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try and attend the VMAs. Attending the VMAs was on her bucket list, and she believed she could gain entry. She arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering. As artists and entertainers began arriving, she was very excited. As the event began, much of the crowd moved inside, but without a ticket, she remained outside with the others and watched the VMAs on a jumbotron. Determined to get into the VMAs or an after party, she approached several limousine drivers parked nearby and attempted to talk her way into either. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, and the driver told her that Diddy liked younger girls and said she would fit what Diddy is looking for. And while not allowing her into the awards, the driver invited her to an after party. Okay, because what we know about Diddy, okay, this sounds kind of plausible. I'm betting this happened at some point. I hope that driver is in hell right now. But there's a wood chipper candidate, chat. There's a wood chipper candidate. The driver stated that he had to drive Diddy and others to the after party first, but instructed plaintiff to return to the location and he would pick her up, take her to the after party. Later that evening, she excitedly returned to the same location and waited for what seemed to her a long time. More importantly, you're 13 years old. Where the fuck are your parents? Where are your parents? Your mom and dad just like, yeah, bye, mom, bye, dad, going down to the VMAs. Okay, bye, sweetie, have fun. Like, where are her goddamn parents? What the fuck? Who thought this was a good idea? This is so fucking retarded. So anyways, after approximately 20 minutes, she arrived at what she believed to be a large white residence with a gate U-shaped driveway. Once inside, the two men asked the plaintiff to sign a document, which she did not read, but now believes to have been a non-disclosure agreement. Wouldn't matter anyway. At the age of 13, she is not eligible to consent. There's going to be a massive issue about her competency, whether or not she would be able to consent to this anyway. She was told she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave them her name and signed the form, but she did not receive a copy. So, yeah, this is just... Inside the building, she recognized many celebrities. Like who? Like who? Who was there? Start naming names. So she entered a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she had wanted to see at the VMAs. Yes. Who is behind this betrayal? Who? Who did you see there? Who? Quote the great skull face. Anyways, wait staff circulated through the room carrying trays of drinks, probably full of drugs. The plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, or something bitter. Oh, that was some jungle juice. That was some jungle juice right there, chat. That was a roofie colada. She's drinking a roofie colada, chat. That is a roofie colada. So after just drinking a portion of, she drank that drank. It's like the T-Pain song. Buy you a drink. The plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an now here's a bullshit part of this. A photograph of an actual exemplary container. What's an actual exemplary container used by Diddy or his agents is seen below. So what's an actual exemplary? This just sounds like they really don't know and they're fucking lying and they don't know what it was. Because they're saying this is an example of it. An actual example of the container. How would she know? It's been 20 fucking years. This just an actual exemplary container used. This just reeks of bullshit. Like actually fucking reading this. I remember when this popped up and I was reading through some of the stuff. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? It doesn't make any damn sense. And you're just, it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me what this is supposed to be. So, well, no, Kimbo's saying the container goes in the anus. But how would she know what it looks like and how would they know where to find that if she's like a kid? She wouldn't know. Oh, the squirter pen from Mission Impossible. No. This is just the idea it's an actual exemplary container used by Diddy. That's such a bullshit fucking answer. That is such a bullshit fucking answer. So it also makes me want to ask, how did you guys get a fucking hold of GHB, Tony Busby? What were you doing getting GHB, homie? This is already, guys, one of the things where you show it's bullshit. This is already one of the ways you can tell it's bullshit. Oh, somebody finally showed up in Twatter. And they say looking for a place to rest. Plaintiff walked down what appeared to be a hallway containing several rooms off of it. She entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom. She did not lock the door. It's like, oh no, stepbrother, I fell over. I'm stuck, stepbrother. This room contained only a large bed with no furniture of any kind, television, or other furnishings. Well, now that we know what we know, we're like, uh-oh. It's one of the freak-off rooms. Yeah, Adriana, yes. I swear there's no GHB in this. Where it's like, do you know what roofies taste like? No. Well, here you go. Soon after, Diddy entered the room along with Jay-Z and a female celebrity, Celebrity B. I kind of get the idea. I know who Celebrity B is based upon that language. It's probably one of two people. It's probably one of two people. Yes. Is it Celebrity Beyonce? Or is it Celebrity Benifer minus the Ben part? Is it Beyonce or J-Lo? Because that's the only I think those are the only two choices here, Chad. I think it's J-Lo or Beyonce. I don't know. I don't know who it would be, but it's probably like one of those two. It's, like who? Who? Could it be Foxy Brown or Lil' Kim? Could it be Lil' Kim? Maybe. It could be like back then, like who would it be? Like Ashanti, Lil' Kim, like who else could it be? No, it was Macy Gray with her smoky voice. Could it be Mary J. Blige? Do you think if it was Mary J. Blige, she would sing, the rainy? It's like just one of those as R. Kelly's there too, and they all start peeing on her, and she just like, it's just one of those rainy days, spent a lifetime, like. Yeah, I wonder who it is. Yeah. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I raped 99 minors, but not this one. Hit me. Oh my God. Could it be Alicia Keys? No. I don't think she was tight with them at that point. I don't think she was tight with them. Could it be Alicia or Missy Elliott? No, I don't think so either. She's, Well, I mean, to be like that said, though, you could count on Missy Elliott to get your freak on if you really needed to. She would get your freak on. Wah, get your freak on. Wah, get your freak on. Was Martha Stewart. So, anyways, Diddy aggressively approached the plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and said, "You are ready to potty." Diddy then threw her toward a wall, causing her to fall. She got up and stumbled, at which point Diddy grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Jay-Z began removing her clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. She was held down by Jay-Z as he raped her while Diddy and Celebrity B watched. After Jay-Z finished, he stepped back toward the wall. Diddy then stepped forward and vaginally raped the plaintiff while Jay-Z and Celebrity B watched. Diddy then knocked plaintiff down and attempted to force this whole sequence of events. Okay, so she was being raped on the bed. Well, how did he knock her down on the bed? Okay, anyway, whatever. To perform oral sex, she fought him back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Diddy in the neck. Taking it back, Diddy stopped his attempt. It's like a shark. You punch him in the nose, he'll stop. When Diddy backed away in surprise, she grabbed her clothes and shoes and ran out of the bedroom, holding her dress in front of her like a towel. Nobody else saw this 13-year-old naked girl running around. Well, I hope it's a girl, although it's 2024. It could be a 13-year-old boy, too. Being his Jane Doe. She ran around the residence until she found the front door and was able to leave the party. That's what I mean. She ran around the party until she left. So although there were no other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of the distress or attempt to help her. Another red flag, chat. That's another red flag. Once outside, she put on her clothes and left the scene in the dark. She attempted to retrace the route taken by the limo driver. She kept running until she reached a gas station she noticed on the way to the party. A clerk noticed her and allowed her to use the phone. She called her dad and admitted she had lied about her whereabouts and asked him to pick her up. Her dad arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. After the assault, she fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect her to this day. She suffers from PTSD and a seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. She has difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. Okay. Does this seem legit so far, chat? Does this seem legit so far? Misanthropic Anthropoid says, why is it a red flag? Okay, so there's a 13-year, like, this is here's the problem. Here's the problem I have. Oh, no. We're going to leave that alone. So she is a 13-year-old girl, right? She's a 13-year-old girl. And this paragraph right here, she's running around naked in a fucking party, and nobody noticed a 13-year-old girl running around the house in the middle of this party. That just seems a little sus to me. No one noticed, or everybody was in on it. Okay, well, who are the names of people you saw there? Yes, it could be that drug minors in distress is a normal occurrence. Yeah, it could be, but then who was there? Provide names. The reason why they're not providing names is this is the opportunity for them to go to these people and say, you were there. They may not remember if they were there, or they'd be like, I was so fucking high, I don't know, and shake them down for money. This is a fucking shakedown. These are shakedown attempts. So they could be all drinking the Xanny water. They could have been. But then if they knew, they're doing this to fuck with them and to make money. So anyways, first cause of action is RICO. It's not RICO. Anyways, first cause of action. Violation of New York City's Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. And this is a thing we talked about before. And it's the Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act, the VGM-VPA, as it's defined under New York City administrative law. So this is under New York City law, chat. This is not, oh, Bella, I don't disagree, but name the fucking names. Name the fucking names. Otherwise, I think there's bullshit abounding. Name your. It's like the guy on Twitter who claimed somebody he knew with like the drone guy. He's like, I had a drone company, and one of my friends told me he was actually got his hand. He physically touched a loose nuke that's now in America. Tell us who that is. Give me that guy's name. We need to ask him what he saw and what's he know. Oh, I can't tell you. Fuck you then. And this girl, well, who was there? I'm not saying. Well, then fuck off. Like, if you know who's there, you know who's there. That's just my point. I think it's bullshit if she won't say who's there. I just think you have to. So, anyways, the requirement of violence to be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender. Well, I mean, like, that's almost like a crime that's discriminatory. Bella says, have you ever been on GHB? I'm shocked she can remember Shawn and Jay. Here's the thing, Bella. She says she can remember all these people. I'm not the one who's putting her on the... I'm not putting her on the spot. She's already made the allegation. She knows who was there. Okay, well, then tell us who's there. She said she recognizes people. Well, then do it. Like, that's my point. If she knows, then fucking let it out. Don't slow drip it. It's not a slow play. You know, name them and then sue them. Once you name them, they're fucked, so go ahead and name them. Like, that's my point. Don't fucking drag this around. If you know who did it, then tell us what's happening. That's all I want. Like, oh, I don't think she told her dad as part of the issue here. I'm assuming she lied to her dad about what happened. So, anyways, the allegations are because of this. Diddy and Jay-Z forced her to have sex with them without consent. She couldn't consent because of her age. The non-consensual touching presented a serious risk of physical injury and, in fact, caused injury. The gender animus in here is when consent is absent. You know, Diddy's long history of violence and abuse towards women evinces a deep contempt and desire for domination over women. And they go on to talk about the Combs businesses enabled and conspired with Jay-Z and Diddy to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender because Diddy and Jay-Z sexually harassed the plaintiff or assaulted it at a party related to or referencing Diddy's business. On information and belief, they routinely committed sex assault and gender-motivated violence, according to other civil lawsuits here. And they say that this is violence motivated by gender by failing to protect the plaintiff from a known danger or have sufficient policies in place to prevent harassment or train their employees in identifying and preventing sexual assault. And they would argue the Combs corporations had or should have had knowledge that Diddy was a danger to plaintiff and did nothing to stop him. And they would argue the Combs businesses enabled and conspired with Diddy to commit these crimes of violence motivated by gender by failing to properly supervise him. You know, it would have been their job to stop him from being a rapist. Now, we also have a meme copium. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Say, probably stars because there was no light pollution in the city, boys. I've never seen a clear sky. Anyways, Josh at Meme Copium, how you doing, Josh? Hope you're doing better, man. We need to hook up soon. But if you guys have been paying attention, Josh has been doing banger streams in the mornings, covering the RQ, the Ricada question as things develop. So you might be doing something tomorrow. We'll see. So they argue, though, going on here further, chat. The Combs corporations further enabled and conspired with Diddy to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender by placing, maintaining, or employing Diddy in positions of power. Now, notice, this is all about Diddy. It's all about Diddy here. And none of this is all mainly about Diddy and what he did. And it's just now that Jay-Z is kind of attached. And remember, they do have the organizational dose, so any other organizations they don't know of, or, you know, something that, you know, they're just not sure about. And they say that with the defendant's actions, the plaintiff suffered damages in an amount to be determined at trial and pursuant to fee-shifting provisions of the statute. And notice they can't sue under certain theories because they're gone now. They've been time barred. They would argue this statute has been statutory time frame provided by the 2-year look-back window for the VGM VPA claims. So that is a separate statute with a separate look-back window that they're suing under. And notice that's the only thing they're able to sue under here. It's a little different. So you see awarding compensatory damages for all physical injuries, emotional distress, psychological harm, anxiety, humiliation, physical and emotional pain, and suffering, and family and social disruption, and other harm. They want punitive damages, and they want attorney's fees. They also want pre- and post-judgment interest on all damages, fees, or costs. They want to attach all of their real property and other assets located in the state of New York, pursuant to Federal Rule 64. And they're awarding such and other further reliefs the court may deem proper. This is signed by the Busby law firm by a guy named Tony Busby. He's a bit of a pecker. He's a bit of a pudwhack. Through his office. And from here, well, chat, I mean, what do you guys think of this one? Does this one sound legit to you? I don't know if this sounds too legit to me. This seems like it's a lot of bullshit. I think it's a lot of bullshit, really, at the end of the day. Misanthropic Android says, sounds like another reason to name names. Yeah, name these names. Let's fucking go. Let's go! Name those names. Like I said, chat, it smells like bullshit. And it's like, well then, let's get this flowing. Because in the meantime, it's very, very annoying because they won't, well, I can't tell you. I know the answer, but I can't tell you. So from there, chat, there were some filings that were done. This was filed on December 8th. Well, December 9th, Jay-Z already, through his attorney, filed a response. And if you guys have ever seen this before, this is a letterhead you might be familiar with. From a law firm titled Quinn Emanuel. They are trial lawyers out of New York. You may notice them. They represented Alec Baldwin. They represent Elon Musk. And this comes through to the writer's email address, Alex Spiro at QuinnEmanuel.com. And this is sent to the federal court. And it's sent to the Honorable Annalisa Torres, who's the judge here. It says, Dear Judge Torres, we write on behalf of our client, Shawn Carter, Chia, concerning the inflammatory allegations made against him in the recently filed amended complaint. Based on the merit and frivolous accusations, Mr. Carter filed today a motion to deny plaintiff's request to proceed anonymously pursuant to Federal Rule 10A. And he has every right to, when lawsuits are filed anonymously, you have every right to say, no, this is bullshit. You should have to tell us who you are. And they say, due to the highly sensitive nature of this matter, the intense media scrutiny is generated, we respectfully request to be heard on an expedited basis. For the avoidance of doubt, Jay-Z is entirely innocent. This is a shakedown. He is not mentioned, referenced, or implicated in any way in the criminal investigation of Diddy. He is neither a target nor a person of interest in that investigation. For now. There's certainly going to be more. They say, adding the urgency to this matter, attorney Tony Busby has orchestrated a months-long press campaign aimed at inflating public opinion and escalating the events in real time on social media platforms. And they say every day in real time, Busby continues to amplify false narratives, exploiting the legal process to generate media. Sorry, I saw you guys say something there. Generate media attention and damage Jay-Z's reputation. This relentless campaign underscores the need for a fast-track hearing to address these issues promptly and to prevent further harm. Now, they go forward. They argue the request to proceed anonymously is both procedurally improper and unsupported by law. Federal Rule 10A requires all parties to be named in their pleadings, reflecting the bedrock principle of transparency in judicial proceedings. And they say the plaintiff has failed to demonstrate any compelling circumstances that would justify an extraordinary departure from this rule. Which means you file your initial thing, guys, and it's all under seal, but people do know the name of the party. And they say the speculative and unsubstantiated claims of harm presented by the plaintiff do not meet the stringent standards required by the Second Circuit and by other circuits to allow pseudonymity. Although, really, when you think about it, pseudonymity, is this really, like, does it make sense? Like, why is she not? I understand you may not like the result, guys, but is the answer correct? And does the answer then generate the result that makes sense? And they say, furthermore, plaintiff's allegations, coupled with their course of the conduct of her counsel, suggest a deliberate attempt to leverage this process to generate unwarranted media attention and pressure Jay-Z into a settlement. Oh, 100%. 100% this is about that. The Mincy's legal system undermines both its integrity and Jay-Z's attempt to defend himself. It's critical the identity be disclosed so that Jay-Z can investigate and respond to the claims fully and fairly. And you guys have to know, Jay-Z will be having a team of investigators. He's probably already got them going. Alex Spiro has probably got a hold of some of the best men available. Absolutely top men. And how top are they? Top men. Going through everything with a fine-tooth comb. People are already scanning through documents. They're doing all kinds of stuff. But they are going to get that ready and have that done. They further note the timing of this filing concludes with ongoing media coverage of the unrelated matters involving Diddy's criminal trial, in which Busby does not represent victims. And they say this underscores the prejudicial and retaliatory nature of the claims. And he would argue the amended complaint appears to be designed not to seek justice, but rather to amplify the allegations and harm Jay-Z's reputation. Allowing the plaintiff to proceed anonymously would deny Jay-Z the fundamental right to confront his accuser, while simultaneously enabling plaintiff and her counsel to conduct a trial by media. So what they want to do is they respectfully urge the court to deny plaintiff's request to proceed anonymously and dismiss the complaint pursuant to 12B1. And 12B1 is, we talked about before, chat. There are, 12B6 is the failure stated claim upon which relief can be granted. Hold on here. Where is? So, excuse me. Anyways, so the way these work are, 12B1 is lack of subject matter jurisdiction. 12B2 is lack of personal jurisdiction. 3 is improper venue. 4 is insufficient process. 5 is insufficient service of process. 6 is failure stated claim upon which relief can be granted. And ultimately, the failure to join a party is under Rule 16. So that one just requires you to, that one's sustained against you, you just have to include another party. And they say, we're available for the court's earliest convenience to provide additional briefings or appear for a hearing in this matter. Respectfully, Alex Spiro, the madman. The madman chat. He's out there doing it Harvey Specter style. But that's the thing when you're in towns like that. You can get big and get a name for yourself like that. But he's out there raking it in. So from there, oh, actually, hold on here. Where did this pop in at? Okay, we don't want to do this one yet. We'll save this for the next thing. Actually, chat, hold on 1 second here. I gotta take care of something. Give me 1 second here. All right, chat. Sorry, we're back. David, MLS Law, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Okay, Al, thanks for those points. We'll get to those in a minute. So, this is from the Busby Law Firm. And guys, this is I think we've mentioned this before. The whole idea of like writing letters. We've seen this in the Trump case and also in some of these federal cases involving Trump. This writing letters is a form of like motion practice, is a common thing on the East Coast. So this is an entirely different. You guys are like, well, we don't ever do, nobody ever does this. Or Shawn, you never talk about doing this. I'm like, because we don't do it. Because we don't do it. That's just the nature of it. We don't do it. I don't know what, I don't know why they do it this way. It's just what they do. It's not the BuzzFeed law firm. It's the Busby law firm. So they say, I write on behalf of Jane Doe. And they write that on December 8th, my client filed an amended complaint naming Jay-Z as an additional defendant in the matter. They say, in conjunction with that filing, my firm filed a renewed motion for the plaintiff to proceed anonymously. They say, rather than oppose the motion, as would be expected and proper, the very next day, his own motion to deny anonymity or dismiss under Rule 12b-1. And they say it appears that Jay-Z made that separate filing, which we believe to be procedurally improper and substantively deficient, to serve as a pretext for defense counsel to submit 2 letter briefs to the court on December 9th and December 10th. They say these letter briefs are frankly nothing short of defamation, hiding behind the thinnest veneer of knowledge. Excuse me. And they say, except for the one sentence requesting an expedited hearing, the letter briefs have absolutely nothing to do with the only pending issue before the court, namely whether my client should be allowed to continue to proceed anonymously. The letter's otherwise irrelevant contentions that the amended complaint allegations are inflammatory or frivolous So he argues that the letter's otherwise irrelevant contentions that the amended complaint's allegations are inflammatory and frivolous, as against counsel's plea that Mr. Carter is entirely innocent, are merely press releases dressed as a legal filing. Do some coke? No. And they say counsel's December 10th letter goes much further and entirely too far. It's too far, Chad. It's too much. Can't have it. No, chat. No. It's by accusing my firm and I of outright unethical behavior. How dare you? Unethical behavior that never happened, in which I would never countenance. To be clear, my firm and I categorically deny the basis allegations levied by Jay-Z and his counsel in these letters. We will respond in due course and time through a memorandum of law at appropriate means. And they say to the legal issues at hand, as well as the accusations raised by Carter and his counsel. They say, we will also address verifiable improprieties Committed by defense counsel, outright illegal conduct for which we have actual evidence, rather than vague hearsay declarations. They say, for the moment, we simply want to timely inform the court that such responses will be forthcoming. So they tested the baby oil yet? No. No, they have not. No, they have not. Now, it gets better from here, chat, because there is a video. There is a video here. And this came out on the 13th. Okay? So a couple days ago. And notice what it says. The Jay-Z rape accuser comes forward to NBC News and acknowledges inconsistencies in her allegations. And she says, you should always advocate for yourself. Yes. And she said, I've made some mistakes. Well, this is a pretty big mistake here. But yes, the woman gives her interview as a shadow figure. So here you go.
And be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of...
Now, we need to get through. Yeah, here you go. I mean, listen to her. It sounds like she's like... She sounds like she's mentally retarded.
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is...
So she's got autism, chat. She's got autism. She does not live in a tent. That's just a blind for her. But she has autism? Tardtastic, chat. Yes, right there. Somebody's like, called it. So she likes trains and planes. No, I don't think so. Oh, no, chat.
Is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof drug ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the...
So she lied to her dad about where she was. She drove 5 hours? 5 hours? Oh my God, if I had snuck up 5 hours away to go do something at 13, my dad would have beaten me half to fucking death. Yeah, a friend. Yeah. Something don't make sense, chat. Something don't make sense.
The name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative... of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time.
Ah! Benji Madden, guys, Benji Madden was one of the guys in the band Good Charlotte. And that's why oh no, chat. So Benji Madden is he's one of the members of Good Charlotte. His brother, there's two of them. It's Benji and Joel. His brother was the lead singer for Good Charlotte. And she's like, I was talking to them, but they weren't there. Is Benji Madden married to Cameron Diaz? I think so. Yeah, this is all bullshit now. This is all bullshit. Tony Busby got rolled by a retard. Like, oh no, chat. Good Charlotte is the most millennial thing you can listen to. Yeah, pretty much. And if you Zoomers weren't, any of you Zoomers out there, you're lucky you didn't have to know them, who Good Charlotte is. But there's some problems in this story now. Yeah, this is Christine blows as her friends at school called her apparently, Blowsy Ford.
At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, and he put his hand over my mouth. Stop it, cut the
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the...
Nobody knows, chat. Nobody knows. Yes, felt it by your own dad. Oh, no. But like I said, chat, there's a lot of this that's really sus, guys. There's a lot of this that's really sus. And Mamasaurus Rex says, Good Charlotte, I got them off LimeWire. Yeah, buddy. I remember that. I remember LimeWire. Yes, a 10-hour drive would suck. But anyways, there's more to this that doesn't work.
Contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Shawn Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but
What's going to happen?
I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas.
Yeah, we're going to chastise you for being a fucking liar. So, anyway, right after this response chat, Alex Spiro filed another letter motion with the court saying, Judge, this really is bullshit. This is really, really bullshit. You really got to do something about this. Because this ain't fucking math. The math ain't mathin' here. The math ain't mathin' here. And it says, we write to the court on behalf of our client, Jay-Z, on a matter of extraordinary and grave importance for the integrity of the proceedings. Today at 7:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NBC News reported on an interview that its reporters conducted with the anonymous plaintiff. The interview puts out plaintiff's allegations for what they are, a sham. Basic facts in her narrative, the who, what, when, and where are wrong. She claims her father picked her up after the assault. Her own father denies that ever happened. She claims he spoke with Benji Madden at the party that night, but he was on tour in the Midwest at the time, forcing her to admit, I have made some mistakes. I have made a mistake in identifying. Well, how do you know you didn't mess up everywhere else? Oh no, I lied everywhere else, but here I'm telling the truth. Or I'm wrong in every other part, completely fucking wrong. But just this one spot, I'm 100% right. She claims the assault took place at after party at Diddy's home, but photos show that night show Diddy and Jay-Z at the Lotus nightclub for the after party. Oh! When pressed, the plaintiff admitted she was guessing about key details. And I'm assuming that the NBC people tipped her off, including the time it took for her to reach the venue. She admits she has no single corroborating witness over the last 24 years. Oh, chat. Uh-oh. These revelations make it clear these had no factual basis whatsoever. Even Busby is walking back the complaint he put his name to, excusing these glaring inconsistencies by pointing the finger at the case being referred by another firm who allegedly vetted the story before sending it to them. So that's how he's getting out of this. He's turning around saying, like, wait, guys. Look, a law firm referred this to me. They did all the due diligence. I just filed a complaint. That ain't going to work. Yes. Brad says, hold on, Brad. You are right. It's over, bros. Well, for this complaint, which really hurts anybody else coming forward. Yes, she actually probably got raped by a different boomer rapper. Very possible. Foley says, Nick Recader told me I could lie about it. You understand? That's what Nick Recader told me. Bish. But yes, guys, hashtag believe all autists. Yes, another win for the toe. Oh, yeah, that's the thing, Demon's Wrath. She's probably like, well, they all look the same to me. Oh, no. Oh. I stand with the unhinged autist. Jeez. Oh, no. So anyway, the complaint filed by Tony Busby, therefore, has no factual basis whatsoever. The heinous allegations are patently false. In light of those developments, it's now clear Busby signed the complaints and other filings in violation of Fed Rule 11. Under that rule, an attorney who signs a document has an affirmative duty to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the facts and the law before filing. The attorney's signature denotes merit in the filing and sends a message to the court. This document is to be taken seriously. And you have to file a complaint only after you've made a reasonable investigation of the facts. And they say, in addition, attorneys who learn after filing a complaint the assertions are false must immediately withdraw the claims. Yeah, as soon as you know it's bullshit, you got to stop. And they say, given today's regulations, Busby almost certainly failed to undertake a reasonable inquiry. He should never have brought the claims. Allowing these claims to remain pending even a moment longer harms Jay-Z and his legacy. It also impairs the integrity of the judicial system, thwarts the pursuit of justice, and silences the voices of true victims. Furthermore, it appears that Tony Busby has attempted to circumvent the authority to enforce Rule 11 by declining to seek admission to this court before signing pleadings and other documents. Busby is not licensed to practice in this court, and he has not sought admission pro hoc vice. Yet in the nearly 8 weeks since he initiated this proceeding, Busby has filed a complaint in this matter that was signed solely by him using an /S signature, signed the amended complaint that added Jay-Z as a defendant, and noticed a motion for the plaintiff to proceed anonymously, accompanied by a supporting brief and declaration once again signed by him. Most recently, on September 10th, he filed a letter which he also signed alone. And that's really bad. If he has not gotten pro hoc, chat, remember, when you come into a court, you either have to get admitted to that state or you have to be granted pro hoc vice status. And you can't just run around fucking signing documents and then, oh, by the way, I'll get pro hoc later. Now, you could apply for pro hoc vice and then start doing stuff many times. That's not a problem. Or if you pay to get admitted to that state and you've submitted your application, you can do that while it's pending. But you can't just go do court stuff and then later jump in. Although it sounds like in this case, when we go back to the complaint here, we're going to go back to the complaint. So we have the Busby firm, and they're out of Tejas. But it also says he's got a New York bar number. So I don't know what Alex Spiro is getting at here because it looks like he's got a New York bar number, which I think kind of defeats his claim. And even if it didn't, if they use this guy here, Curris Law, Antigone Curris, using an attorney out of New York, if they're licensed and admitted to the bar for the Southern District of New York, then the pleading is fine because there's an attorney licensed in this jurisdiction to be there. But it looks like Tony Busby already has the license. So it's not clear exactly. Now, he's not licensed in the Southern District of New York, and remember, you have to apply to join it. So, does it take long? No, but then there's an issue about how does he do this? Adam says, look up their number. I don't know if you can look up the Southern District of New York's admission thing. Like the court will know. Because remember, getting a New York license, that's one thing, but then you have to get licensed in a federal court and admitted to federal court. So, for example, here in Ohio, I could practice in any court in Ohio. If I wanted to go to the Northern District of Ohio, downtown Cleveland, I have to get admitted to the federal bar, which I'm probably going to try to do this year. I'm getting admitted to the bar there and do all that. So, remember, it's a separate thing there. But they don't comment on the other attorneys. So I wonder if that other attorney is licensed and is picking up the slack for him. D says, what's the process to get admitted to federal court? Oh, here. SDNY. Here's how you do attorney services. Okay. Here's what you do. You want to get petitioned for the bar in SDNY? Here you go. This is what you do. And you fill out this form. It's really simple. So you're basically asking the honorable judges of the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York that you want to join. You put in your information, blah, 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 blah. You're listing the jurisdictions that you are there. And you're the registration numbers. Indicate if you're requesting a waiver or admission requirements to this bar because you're admitted to practice and a member of the good standing of the U.S. District Court of Eastern New York. Now, the reason why they probably do that is because, remember, the Eastern and Southern Districts of New York are literally in the same city. Remember, Eastern District does Brooklyn, Southern District does Manhattan. So, they'll let you bounce around between those two. And they ask you, been convicted of a felony, censured, disbarred, or suspended? Have you ever been denied readmission in the bar? Do you have any disciplinary proceedings? If you answer yes, you have to explain to them what happened. You have to explain your education. They ask if you ever been a clerk to any of the judges here. You have to say so. And that you're also agreeing to abide by the electronic case filing system and that you could get in trouble if you violate it. You also have somebody you have to get it notarized. And you also have to get a sponsor. Being a member of the U.S. Bar of the Southern District of New York, this person is qualified to be there and admission to the Southern District. And I reviewed their statement, and I believe it to be correct. And then they can swear you in. So that's how you do it. That's literally it. And you submit a little bit of money, and you're good to go. You're good to go from there, chat. It's not too involved. And I just X out of the thing here. Can you do a phone notary? No. No, we're not doing phone notaries. So what are we? Oh, no, sorry, we're on the wrong document chat. Sorry. And they say Busby's failure to obtain admission to the bar of this court is a transparent attempt to circumvent the basic requirements of Rule 11 and the rules of professional conduct. They say admission subjects an attorney to the jurisdiction of the court and to sanctions for signing pleadings that are not grounded in facts or the law. And they point out this happens here because there is a case where they referred attorney to the disciplinary committee for the district of, for in an SDNY case for inflammatory and extremely disturbing conduct. They said we can't do anything about it because she's not admitted in this district and she didn't enter an appearance. And this is from the SDNY. And they say because plaintiff's counsel has not been admitted to practice before this court, the instant motion is not properly before this court and therefore should be denied. So maybe you have to go to Colorado, maybe you have to go to Texas. But Texas might say, that's not our court. We can't do anything about it. He wasn't admitted. We don't know how that would work. But yes, they're pairing the argue to a strategically decline to seek admission in order to avoid sanctions for a bullshit complaint. They say, given these facts, Jay-Z intends to file a motion to strike the First Amendment complaint under Rules 11C2 and 12F. He requests the court that the court shorten the filing deadline for that motion from 12 days to 1 day from the date of service in light of today's stunning disclosures and severe ongoing harm. Signed, Alex Spiro. Yeah. Whew. And then they also attached as an exhibit here, chat, to this. This is an exhibit they attached. The actual fucking article that goes through all of that. So it's just like, oh no, chat. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good, chat. Scamming autists, I don't feel so good. That's not good. That's not good. So, if that's not bullshit complaint to me, I don't know what is. There's a lot of problems there. Maybe they have a legitimate cause of action, but that so much of that's garbage. Maybe Jay-Z did it, but they can't prove it. And maybe Jay-Z is a bad guy for the rest of what Diddy did, sure. But just this instance, no. Does not appear to be legit. And from here, this is really going to hurt things because, this is getting filed against, Jay-Z, but now it explodes and falls apart. Like, this is very harmful. And, there's all kinds of problems now. So is Busby just a hack? No, because Busby's been involved with the other people suing Diddy. So this is kind of his cottage industry right now, is suing Diddy. So we're going to get, with that said, chat, we're going to move on from here. We're going to get into the super chats. I still think this is going to be a rough day for, a rough time for, the parties involved here. So we got, first of all, Roscoe P. Coltrane saying, Shawn, would you show the great Reverend Dr. Robert L. McKim Sr. of Beacon Hope Ministries out of Carrollton, Ohio? His GoFundMe. Absolutely fucking not. No. That man does not deserve a dime of anybody's hard-earned money. I think he deserves a happy Christmas. No, he does not. He does not deserve a happy Christmas at all. He is a bad man. And I'm surprised he didn't run over those kids in the... Sorry, chat, this is a little Kiwi Farm thing here. I'm surprised he didn't run over those fucking kids in the parade that he drove around his little Care Bear patrol car. Mr. Alex 789. Not to give you Mr. Alex 788. For 10 New Zealand dollars. Thank you, Alex. Saying, just wanting your opinion in a K-Town channel interview. Hank, Johnny Somali's BFF, decided to defend Johnny for dancing around the Comfort Women statue and used free speech as the reason. Well, this ain't America, Hoss. You ain't in America, number one. And number two, that still won't stop somebody from beating the shit out of you. When you go to a different country, you're playing on a different rule set. It's like when you go to your friend's house as a kid, they're allowed, like, you have to take your shoes off, or you're allowed to keep your shoes on. Or, hey, your friend, his mom and dad let him watch South Park, or they don't. Or they're not allowed to have violent video games. Sometimes that's what you got. You got to accept the rules where you go. And going to a foreign country and fucking around is a retarded proposition. So, and John Well Dunn says, have we established a great caliphate? Absolutely not. No. Shades Hal says there's no need for anyone in the chat or on stream to start talking black because you're talking about black people. Oh. KLF says Jay-Z cannot do that diamond with his hands. Yep. Every time he does, he owes Diamond Dallas Page money. Yes, very true. Very true. Paralegal Liz has been a member for 4 months. Thank you, Liz. Says, love you, Sean. Cheers to our friend Legal Vices. Yep. Guys, as I said, yeah. Godspeed to Jeff. We'll see you again someday. Like that's the neat thing. We'll see him again at some point in the future. So, but thank you, Liz. Linda says for $2, Diddy to Jay, call me by your name. Good to see you, Linda. Royston S. Bailey. Thank you, Royston. I haven't seen you here before, but thank you for being here. It says, poofter, poofter, willy, willy, woofter. Oh, that's good. Vodka Blood gifted 5 subs. That's right, chat. We are trying to keep this a gray-free zone. Keep moving, grays. This is a green neighborhood. Some of you might say, Sean, normally you're pointing that way. You know what? I don't care where you go, grays. Just go. This is for the greens only. Catnot Williams gifted 10 subs. 5 and 5. She doubled up, chat. And then Nick Kreuzer gifted 5 of his own. We got the sub train rolling, chat. Let's go. And I know there's some good things in here we're going to catch up to. Gray is here to stay, not if I can help it. Porcelain Thunder says, books. There's going to be a small market for P. Diddy's fan base. Fair enough. D says, do you think Diddy really liked the movie Gay Nibbas from Outer Space? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Eric Fulham says, the notorious Baldo. Yes. I love it when you call me Big Baldo. Put your bottles in the air if you's a true player. Oh. So I see some ladies tonight, but she holding my Baldo. Cressy Moco says, so if they're Latino, so yes, in Mexico, where they call it Wando. Yes. If you're in New Mexico, you have to label it Wando. Oh. Mystery Sniper gifting 20 subs. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Oh, Zero Fuck says it brings up a good point. What about the poor blues? The blues must suffer. All the blue people here must suffer. The mods, that's their job. When you're a mod, as Kazahir Miller says, are we here just to suffer? Yes, that's why I made people mods, so they could suffer. Their existence is pain. Oh, very true. But Mystery Sniper, thank you for the support and your generosity. Mar R is a new member. Thank you. Thank you for supporting your generosity. Thank you very much. Porcelain Thunder says, you listen to this shit? Dude, there was we were kind of stuck in the the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, there's only so much stuff out there. It wasn't like the 80s where you had like Motley Crue and AC/DC just pumping shit out. You know, Alice in Chains was already done. Soundgarden's already done. Like, you can listen to them too, but like, we kind of got fucked with music. I mean, because there was only so much. You had like System of a Down, which is like, I mean, you did have like Slipknot and Korn. Okay, not bad. But like, it was kind of like a soft spot in music, really. It's kind of a soft spot. It was times were tough. We had to adapt. Epic Fantasy for 10 Australian dollary doodles says, now that Ricada has dweebed out and finally copped to his plea to the drug-related charges, does it make it worse for his new charges regarding the email hacking? I mean, ultimately, like, it's just not good when you have charges piling up and piling up and piling up. And after you've committed a crime, you get charged with a new crime that you've since started committing and at least acknowledge to the world you have been committing. It's not going to invalidate his pleas, but it's not going to make him look good to the judge if he gets charged with a new offense soon, which I think is very likely. I mean, because it should, you know, like at the rate it's going, they've got a lot of stuff, it sounds like. So it's not a good idea, chat. Don't commit crimes while you're standing trial for crimes. That one's free legal advice. That one you can take to the bank. Take it all the way to the blood bank. Jefferson Post says, did they rig the diversity jurisdiction against Alex Jones in Connecticut? No, because Alex Jones is not a Connecticut resident, so there's no... Remember, it's just Alex Jones on the one side of free speech systems. They're Texas residents. And remember, everybody in Connecticut over on this side, they can all be from one state. They can all be from the same state. You just can't have a Connecticut here and a Connecticut here. That would cancel diversity jurisdiction. But even then, this was all done in state court. So it didn't matter. So federal court's the only place you need diversity jurisdiction. State court, under a state law claim, there's no requirement for diversity jurisdiction. I hope that makes sense. Diversity jurisdiction is only a federal thing. It's only a federal thing. Nate Matthews says, Hollywood's the only place in the country where they didn't get rid of child labor laws. Well, to an extent, yeah. But, you know, stuff is still happening to the kids. So they're doing a little bit different kind of work. Dimitri Bell's saying, in regards to the juice she was drinking, GHB would be salty, not bitter. Well, I'm sure that they gave her some sort of jungle juice with, like, you know, well, or Harry Buffalo, where you make it and you mix it up and you pour some liquor into it and then they top it off with a little bit of GHB. Or the fact she's 13 years old, she was chugging alcohol and probably got wasted. I mean, because remember, if you guys have ever been at a party where you're drinking Harry Buffalo or jungle juice, if it's done right, it tastes perfect and you could drink a ton of it and then all of a sudden just bam, you're completely wasted. That's happened to me many a time. Like, more than one time I was drinking, you're drinking it and you're like, wow, this ain't bad. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God. And before you know it, you've drank a bunch of it and you're completely sloshed. Mario Carter 13 says, Gazy and Cockefeller Records want beef. The great Nas. And Jefferson Post says, I hate how sketchy claims add doubts about scumbags. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a massive problem. KLF says, oh yeah, you cut to the chase here. Yes. Yes. Yes, but you gave a spoiler. I didn't want to air it right away. Jefferson Post says messing with the statute of limitations gets dumb. It does. It does. But that's a thing. Kimbo says, I'm waiting for Shawn to get his first Me Too from the Down syndrome janitor lady at his local McDonald's. Well, wouldn't it be at like my local Subway or sandwich shop? And then Darcy. Darcy gifted 20 subs, chat. Let's go. Darcy coming off the top rope here. Darcy, thank you for the support and your generosity. I do appreciate it. And thank you for being here. You know, being one of the OGs. You know, being loyal Darcy. You know, definitely not being disloyal. Thank you for being here, Darcy. I appreciate it. Hope you're well. I hope you're well. Mario Kart 13, she's like, no. What I meant to say was I played Madden with a guy named Benji at the party. And then the news report will be, we checked. They only had NFL Blitz at this house. And that would be very appropriate for the year 2000. So, no Madden, only Blitz. Which, if you guys never got to play that, oh my God, you missed out. You missed out. Bella said, did Nick have court today? Yes, but I have not had a chance to fully read up and be aware on whatever's happening. Apparently, he's got something coming in January, but I don't know anything else about it. So, my apologies. I don't have the information. I will for Thursday. And guys, if you are new, and you guys are new here, we do a live show every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern time. The only time zone that matters. We do it here live on YouTube, we'll do live on YouTube, Rumble, and on Twitter. It's not X, it's Twitter. I'll dead name it. We got a lot to talk about, chat. We got some things going on. Some updates in the Trump case out of New York. We obviously got this. I'm sure something will happen in the meantime here with the Jay-Z case. We've also got what happened over in Wisconsin yesterday. And just some other things that have happened that are pretty interesting. And we're going to get right into those chats. So that's every Thursday night at 9:30. Hope to see you there. I hope to see you there. It's always a fun time. It's always a fun time. Frere Frozen 55 says, I know this is fake, but in an alternate universe where it did happen, how do you tell her, honey, you sore hard, you ruined your chances? I think you would just sit her down and say, look, from what we understand, there's a bit of an issue here. And, yeah, there's a concern there with this. And, yeah, we're not able to proceed. Nick Kreuzer says, gee, Shawn, your mom lets you have 2 wieners? Oh. Oh, Sky Queen. That's an interesting thing. I'll put that down. I'll put this down here. Hold on. I got to put that down. Kim Fox can't practice law right now. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Why is this not working? There we go. Oh, come on. I hate this when it does this. All right, chat. Hold on here. All right. So. Oh, Aaron was dropping dirt tonight. Well. Joe Morse saying Kim did none of her CLO requirements for 2 years. I'm like, Joe, most attorneys, well, the good attorneys do them throughout the year, but a lot of attorneys just do them right at the end. I mean, you know, I have once before been on December 31st doing CLEs. So, you know, doing the free CLEs on the bar website to get like 2 or 3 done because you forget 2 or 3 hours. It happens. It happens. Barton Bella with 5 subs. Let's go, Bella. Thank you so much for the support and your generosity, chat. If you guys got a sub gifted to you, please tell them thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. So it's always a good thing there. Thank you again, Bella. I do truly appreciate it. And Jefferson Poe says Jeff's channel is almost 100K. Really already? I know that was like he was at 86,000 yesterday. Let's see. I'm not doubting you, but let's see this. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, is Aaron still on here? That's interesting. Okay, what are we looking for here? Legal vices. Yeah, he's at 92,000. Wow. You guys who have been doing that, awesome job. Thank you for keeping it going, keeping it up. Keeping it up. Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting close. It's getting close, chat. Mario Carter 13 says, answer the question. You're on. And then Barton Bella is saying, I remember Nirvana was my favorite new band. And a girl asking me who that was in the early 90s. We listen to rap, grunge, rock, and country. Yeah, it's just like I said, 1999, music kind of sucked. I'm sorry, chat. It did. I don't know what to do about that. Music just sucked. It's just, it's like we had to suffer. There was a time of greats. The late 90s. The late 90s were kind of gay. The late 90s were full of suffering. We had to suffer. We suffered for you. It was a tough time. It was a tough time, chat. Blame it on the boy bands. Yeah, that was there too. Dragula by Rob Zombie wasn't bad. Yeah. But overall, it kind of sucked at the time when I was in high school. So. Flash made a post for people to sub to Jeff Gossam. Mavis is saying if they bring it up on FNT, he would get it real quick. Yeah, I think, I don't know. You know what? That's a brilliant fucking idea. Brilliant fucking idea. We got to figure out how to get I don't have any contacts on FNT, but we'll see if we can reach out to somebody. Because I think some of us do. Some of us know some of them people. We all know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Yeah, industrial rock was still strong in the late 90s. I know, like there was Filter, like that was great, but I mean, still, there wasn't like, I don't know, had to deal with stuff. The Deftones early albums were pretty good, but there was also all kinds of weird stuff around that time frame, like the Mars Volta. If you guys ever heard of them, they were interesting. Anderson Cooper's not Filter, you tourist. Oh, stop. What about ska? I mean, there was some good. Mars Volta wasn't until like 2002. Yeah, but that's when I was in high school. I was in high school. I graduated 2004, guys. So that was right in that time frame. Like I said, I started high school like 2000, and like my sophomore year, 9/11 happened. So I kind of like that junior high to high school time frame for me, like, like 98, 99. That was all kind of like one thing for me. It's kind of like when Jay-Z would talk about like the year was 93, 94. About the year that Big and Pac dropped and Illmatic flopped. And every red drop in the West had it locked. And, I was just sitting like a fool, like, damn, I was going to be a failure surrounded by thugs, drugs, and drug paraphernalia. So, listen to Children of Bodom. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Yeah, all 90s got popular in like 2004. Yeah, that was kind of weird thing. When I got to college, it started happening. Yes, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Did I knock on wood? Yes. Because I know someone who has. Makes me wonder if I could. Biggie died a day before my birthday. Oh, wow. Linkin Park. Yeah, Linkin Park came out, I think, my sophomore year. They really hit it. I may be Italian, but I'm still too white to talk like that. Oh. Tantric was popular. Yeah. Yeah, any good bands like Third Eye Blind. Yeah. I mean, like, we had Blink. That was always great, but, like, it wasn't, you couldn't just listen to that all the time. But Third Eye Blind, yeah, it wasn't bad. But, like, the whole 90s, I wish I would have been able to really experience. Like the mid 90s going on the the Warped Tour, like the OG Warped Tours. Those would have been the best. I think the Warped Tour is still going on. Oh, wait, hold on. Is the Warped Tour still going? Oh, it ended 2019. Oh, no. But yeah, like the original Warped Tours, like 95, 96, 97, those would have been fun. They played nothing but Limp Bizkit and Korn for the first 10 years of my life. Hey, Limp Bizkit was great. Limp Bizkit was great. Linkin Park was never good. Oh, good sir, I beg to differ. For white people in Ohio, it was good. I loved to see Papa Roach play a house party before they went emo. Awesome. Cannibal Corpse is very good. Yes, I didn't learn about them till I graduated from college, which was a shame because they're very good. The original Ozfest, yeah. The music after high school was worse. Oh, Switchfoot and Evanescence came out while I was in high school. Weezer, yeah, Weezer was good. Weezer had, like, when I was in high school, the Blue Album came out, which was great. Actually, that came out, I think, when I was in junior high. My brother got that and kind of turned, like, my brother started playing it. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. That's a shame, since I saw something corporate. I guess I'll say this. I'm not surprised you went to see something corporate. I didn't know they still toured, though. Oh, my God. Chicks, I remember in college, chicks were like, just, you'd play that and panties would get wet. So that's a very interesting dynamic they have. White college girls, white sorority girls in the early 2000s loved something corporate. A lot of them. The Warped Tour died with COVID. That's a shame. That's a shame. The Warped Tour at Boreal every year. Wow, that'd be fun. Bella says, when was the Woodstock debacle? It was something in like the mid-90s. Was it 99 or 98? I don't remember. Yes, Warped Tour is still a thing. Okay. I was going to say, that's a shame. If you like something corporate, did you like the Spill Canvas? I know chicks like that. I thought those guys were like one of the worst bands I've ever heard. Linkin Park is not trash. Linkin Park was great. So he says, let me ban Shiro. No! We have Somalia rules, and that means you're allowed to have shitty taste. In Somalia, you are allowed to have a shitty taste in music. I listen to Mudvayne. What? Who wouldn't? Who would listen to Mudvayne? Mudvayne wasn't the best, but I will say, if you really, like, the best thing of all was Probot. That super band Dave, the super group Dave Grohl put together. And, like, every song was, like, different people. You know, but that was, like, once I got to, like, when I started, like, in junior high, like, and I was, lifting for football and stuff like that, learned about Motorhead and shit like that, and, Lemmy and all, like, it was just great. It was great. It was a great time. Hawthorne Heights. Oh. So, yes. Glycerine. There was a guy, I was at a bar once and a guy did it acoustic. It was really good. That. My Chemical Romance, yes. But that's its own thing. They were great. They were great. Remember, you can play that G note and people will automatically doop, and everybody knows what you're playing if you're a millennial. Everyone knows. Kia Patrick says, too young for Daft Punk's Alive in 97. Iraq had me alive for 2007. They stopped before Alive in 2017. Oh. Well, there's also POD had a song Alive. Yeah, 311 was really good too. Almost as good as Nickelback. See, here's the thing. Initially, people fucking love Nickelback. People fucking love Nickelback. Matchbox 20. Yeah, I Matchbox 20 was okay, but I really didn't. I guess it's kind of like kind of stereotypical and douchebaggy, but getting into college, like I really learned to I listen to Matchbox 20 a lot. So, but it's also you're sitting there at a party and listen to 85 drunk people screaming, "It's 3 a.m. I must be alone," singing to 3 a.m. is interesting. And then Mamasaurus Rex says, "I still have a Power Man 5000 drumstick." And there was a show they played with Korn and Fred Durst. I touched Fred Durst, but on camera. Interesting. Have you watched that hand, or is it still it's just 30 years on? It's still haven't watched it. I was singing Yellow Card, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yeah. Well, yes. Yellow Card was great on Ocean Avenue. Here did they come out? Well, they formed in 97, but when did they do Ocean Avenue? Oh, I was in high school for that still. Okay. For some reason I thought that came out when I was in college. Primus. Oh no. I was an angsty boy. You have no idea. I haven't had the misfortune of seeing Bush live. Well, I'm just not a big concert guy. I'm not a big concert dude. I don't really like concerts. I like to listen to the music as it is. Blur, song 2. The funny thing is they did that to mock Nirvana, and they weren't prepared for it to be awesome. Oh, did somebody say Can't Kill Yourself? Yes, that was all the days, chat. The brand new, the original Jackass on MTV every Sunday night. That was always the best. The Strokes, yeah. So let's see here. Oh, Shiro is saying I have a live in 97 and a live 2007 on vinyl. Just missing Human after all. Oh, yeah. That was the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. Yeah, that was all kind of cringe. All the that was back when they still wrote songs for the movies. Yeah. Yeah, it was Good Charlotte and no, not Good Charlotte. Nickelback and Saliva. Or it was the guy from Saliva. Whatever his name was. Power Lines to see we're circling around to Good Charlotte again. Yes. Yes, that too. Oh. You need a list of all these bands? Okay. Message me. I'll give you a list of bands, dude. It's a lot to catch up on. To be fair, a lot of this music is shit compared to in hindsight, a lot of it's fucking garbage. But yeah. Oh my God, a lot of it's garbage. But yeah, I was in high school and Coldplay came out. Emo Shawn. I mean, yeah, I listened to some stuff. I saw Snoop in a frat parking lot. Cool. Nice. I would do I go to a concert like that or a thing like that, but going to a concert just it's never been my thing. But yes, Pantera and Anthrax, yes, those are all great. And then Metallica's Black Album, yeah, but Justice for All is really good too. So my apartment's right down the road from Ocean Avenue. Well, there you go. Yes, I was a nerd. I've been the exact opposite of me. I've been to at least 500 live shows. Yeah, it's never been my thing. I don't know, because it seems when you're around people, it's just loud, and you're fucking around people. If you want to hang out and tailgate before a party or get trash or something that sounds like fun. But going into an actual concert, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't look interesting, but you see some of those old school concerts of Queen when they're doing a concert that looks like 100,000 people, or AC/DC when they're out in the middle of like a big old concert thing and, starts cranking away on the guitar. Like that does seem kind of neat, like to go see one of those once. But otherwise, no, I've just never been a big concert guy. Stormtroopers of Death. I didn't learn of them till I think actually a couple years ago. I never really listened to them. Or I must have heard them before and never really gave them 2 seconds of thought. But yeah, I've heard of them since then. Yep, Nine Inch Nails. Yep. Well, Benjamin says, what song? Oh, Ocean Avenue slaps. Yes, it does. I don't disagree. Nickelback's Hero is my shit. Yeah. No, JC. It's the front man. Hero has Chad Kroeger, and it's the front man from Saliva. Because he's in there. They both sing, and you can hear them. They both have their own parts of it they sing. What's the guy's name? Does anybody remember the band Saliva? The Click Click Boom dudes? Josie Scott. There we go. Josie Scott. Sorry, my chat froze. It didn't work. But yeah. That is that is a real thing. But yes, the song does slap. I will agree with you. That's a shame. It does slap a lot. God, I'm going to get dragged on the farms for all the shit I listen to, probably. Who do I listen to now? I mean, I kind of listen to a bunch of stuff. But a lot of it's, I'm not going to lie. I use my Spotify to kind of find new people for things. But it all depends on the day. Like, I mean, I still have a soundtrack from, I have one of my things for Spotify. It's just listen high school. And, like, all the shit I listened to in high school, I found all kinds of it. And it's all there together. But I kind of bounce around. I bounce around a lot. Weird Al, Weird Al's okay. Like, he's not super funny. So, Yamal says, I listen to Morrissey because it speaks to my not having sex and feeling nationalistic. Well, I like the Smiths. The Smiths are actually kind of cool. It's weird why I like them, but I don't know how to say why I like them, but I do like them. Sunseal saying, did I have any of those weird friends who are into Enigma like me? Since Part 1, Rivers of Belief? No, I did not. Or at least they never told me. Emo Sean. Well, like, no, I didn't, like, oh my God, you guys, like, you didn't have to, like, you didn't have to be emo to listen to some of this shit. You didn't have to be emo to listen to My Chemical Romance or things like that. Did I listen to Three Doors Down? Yeah. Yep. So we didn't, like, I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, we really didn't have like, when I was in school, emo really hadn't, like, hit our area. Like, we didn't really have emo kids really at that point. Not like you would think of them. So Coldplay's horrible. Yeah, some of their stuff's okay, but a lot of it's not. Like, The Scientist is a banger. I don't know how you can't like it. I will say Willie Nelson's is probably the best. Although it's sad when they use that one. The ASPCA will use that sometimes instead of Always on My Mind. They'll use the, Willie Nelson singing The Scientist to show all those dogs. And you're just like, oh, it makes you want to get real sad. But The Scientist is probably like one of the, like, you can't say that's a bad song. You can't say that's a bad fucking song. What about Kid Rock? Oh, Kid Rock was... I grew up in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio. Hell yeah, I listened to fucking Kid Rock, dude. Kid Rock was like all the time. Kid Rock was the shit. Kid Rock is still awesome, yes. But yeah, like, there were times where, like, you'd be like, yeah, like, depending on the song, like, having that shit cranked up before football games, or, sometimes Pantera, but we got in trouble the one time because somebody played fucking Hostile. and they had it cranked up on the stereo, and like the people outside could hear it, and they were like that. We were told that wasn't appropriate, so we couldn't do it anymore. But like, yeah, like Pantera's great for that. You know, all kinds of shit. Marilyn Manson came out. But that was back in the days. You hear the things like Marilyn Manson ate his own eye, and you hear all that crazy shit about him. So, oh, well, I gotta catch up. I'm like 5 minutes behind here. Kid Rock's a hillbilly anthem, yeah. Then the hillbilly national anthem, yes. Muse is really good. Kid Rock was the Midwest Marky Mark, yes. In 2018, the Olympics, tons of ice dancers used Muse. Really? I have to go back and listen to that. Stacy said, I had a fucking Hostile t-shirt. Yeah. Does Sean see chat from Twitch? Yes, I do. I do. It pops up. If you guys are there, I try to catch everything, but there's just so many of you here. You guys are all talking it tonight. Bunch of chatty fucking Cathys. So I got to keep up with it. Yeah, he removed 2 of his ribs. Yeah, so he could suck his. Yep, so he could suck his own dick. Yep, you hear them all. You heard the whole thing about him. I remember the first time I listened to him. That was like crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, Brewberry says the nostalgia. I was a moody goth with a lot of face piercings and a half-shaved head. Avenged Sevenfold. Yep, Avenged Sevenfold was great. Let's see. Do you still listen to Ja Rule? No. It's murder! Like, that's... He's so fucking cringe. Yeah, one time Marilyn Manson, he ate a baby on stage after he ate his own eye, and then he sucked his own dick. Like, you heard all kinds of crazy shit about him. And the first time I listened to music, I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this isn't bad. And that was also like early Eminem, so it was like white trash rap music, and it was really good. You know, and they blame it on Marilyn and the heroin. And oh, what's that? How's that song go? Or Renegade, him and Jay-Z. That was a good one. Or Eminem's Hellbound. Or no, what's the one? Murder. You know, left the keys in a van and with a gat in each hand went up in Eastland and shot me a policeman. What does Ja Rule think? I'm sure Ja Rule's happy people are saying his name right now somewhere. Oh. Imagine having to beat Ja Rule. Yeah, that's the thing. Mavka says Keith Sweat is a really good 90s artist. What, are you trying to get some black women to, like, get all horny? Because that'll do it. Oh. Yes, and Marilyn Manson is responsible for Columbine. I remember that too. Oh my God, they listened to Marilyn. He caused the Columbine to happen. Oh. Renegade, yes, with Shawn Carter. Yes, and then there was Bad Guys Always Die. That was a good one too. Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, but I didn't get the Dave Matthews until I got to college. But that was some good shit. Dave Matthews was awesome. And he had come to, when I was, it sucks I didn't get to see, like, I would have probably gone to a concert for him. But like the one he did, like Luther College, that would have been a pretty cool thing to be at. But I've been told also, you go to Dave Matthews Band, it's like going to Fish. All of a sudden, everybody just as soon as he starts, everybody fucking lights up. So, that said though, my one of the managers I had at FedEx, he had a kid, and his kid was like 9 or so. I think I saw one of the times I saw him many years ago on Facebook. His kid, for his birthday, he took his kid to a fucking Dave Matthews Band concert, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking gnarly. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Renegade was the best song off Blueprint. Yeah, I don't know. Like the beginning one though, just what is that called? That one off the Blueprint. What's the first one? Where he's just talking about like ROC and loving this rap shit. And then he just goes through all of that and he talks just shit talking Nas. Marilyn Manson is innocent, says Clyde. Yep. Jet rolls out a 24-hour fitness somewhere, smiling while scanning someone's cards. Oh no. That's no good. That's a shame, says too many people in the chat for this few super chats. Oh, thank you. Oh, and thank you. That's a shame. Well, I thought Rammstein did it. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Yeah, Klebold and Harris were listening to Rammstein. They were listening to they were listening to all of it, chat. They listened to everything. They were listening. Oh God, what else would they have been listening to? That have been like, it was like they were listening to Marilyn Manson or Rammstein. They were listening to No Effects. They were listening to like fucking everything, chat. Like, what else would they have been listening to? People would have accused them of. They'd have been like KMFDM or I don't know. In reality, it's like, I will tell you the one I learned about an interesting band when I was in high school. I learned about Screwdriver. And I actually got to, like, when I was a senior, I learned about like Screwdriver, which is the oi scene of punk. But I also got to learn about a really neat band that I am very fortunate that I've learned about, Social Distortion. Their shit was cool. And I learned about a lot of punk, like my senior year. I forget how I ended up learning about them, but I ended up listening to Social Distortion, their whole first album, and I listened to all their shit. They're really good. A lot of punk bands. The KMF. Oh, yeah. Shiro's saying, yeah, KMFDM, the Columbine kids didn't listen to Manson. Well, they listened to everything. Doom caused Columbine. I remember that too. Because I remember when I was in school, I was in the 6th grade. And actually, no, I was in the 8th grade. I think it was 8th grade. Columbine happened. And one of the computers, like one of the teachers, like if you did everything great, you could go play Doom on the computer. Like they had Doom on the computer, and you had to get a permission slip signed to play it. Like that's like, and I was like, my dad's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, what is it? Well, it's a game where you kill monsters. And my dad's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I remember he had to do an interview. Yeah, KMFDM sucks. They're okay. I've never been a big fan. James, I'm going to see Dave next time they come on tour. Yeah, if it was a smaller thing, it would be pretty good. Bent's Folds 5 was pretty good. That was another one. You get some, like, you go to a bar and there's a bunch of drunk college girls. And they're like, oh my God. That's their song. I saw Dave like 10 times. Oh. Dave Matthews Band does not suck. Does not suck. You were 5 and you got to go to Guns N' Roses? That's funny. Oh. Do Haas. I will say, Powerline, the stuff they've done since then, like, the Deutschland, Auslander, those are actually pretty cool songs. Yes, and they were playing Doom, yes. And they were listening to Pumped Up Kicks. Yeah. Let's see here. Patton and Anthony Kiedis had a pretty infamous feud. I didn't know about that. It was the Burlington Coat Factory. Oh, yes. Screwdriver was Nazi punk. Yes. Let's see. Jimmy Eat World, I remember them too. They came out when I was in school. Lamb of God, yes. Were you a goon? No, I was not on Something Awful. Nope. No, was not big into that. I was like on the internet back in the day. I was on like, little small places. So nowhere really big. Doom on the LAN was a revelation for high schools. See, we didn't have that. By the time I got to high school, Half-Life had come out, and it was Counter-Strike. That was the game. Duke Nukem 3D. I got that for like my 10th birthday. I don't know, what year did I get that? Yeah, I think it might have been my 10th or 11th birthday. That was fucking amazing. I was like, oh my God, there's titties in this game. And you hand money to the strippers, and then, yeah. Duke Nuke's like, hail to the king, baby. Like, that was so great when he would talk. It was just the best. Oh. Rock Against Communism, yeah. Once I started getting into, like, learn about punk, and you started learning about that shit, you're like, wow, this is interesting. This is interesting. The 80s would have been a very interesting time to be alive. Let's see. Yes, America, yes. Daft Cunt, yes. The Columbine kids were KMFDM guys. I guess I didn't really actually know. I just heard all the bands. Somebody they were going after everybody for that. Screwdriver started as a Sharp band, though. Yeah. One day we'll hear about a shooter listening to my outro. I didn't have $10. I don't get it. I must have missed the comment. Oh, the $5 shows for punk. Yeah, but I was never really I kind of just lived out in the middle of nowhere. I was just never big on going anywhere. It's a bit of a loner in high school. Yeah, I shit posted on a lot of gaming forums and stuff like that. Counter-Strike in the original Team Fortress. Yeah, where you had the automatic sniper rifle. That was the best. Meme says the only game in my high school was Solitaire and Mavis Bacon. Oh, that's so sad. Jefferson Post says in college, yeah, we got to play Halo in college too. Oh my God, it was so fun because you could start swearing at people and you'd be talking shit to them. It's like, oh, fuck you. And it's like, no, fuck you. It's like, I'll fuck you up. It's like, where do you live? And it's like, I'm over in this dorm. It's like, it's like, fuck, I'd come all the way across campus and kick your ass. Yeah, but that was the best. That was the best. No RuneScape. Yeah, I didn't do RuneScape. I know kids who played it. Oh, Something Awful cost $10 to sign up. I just was never big on, though. Live journal? Nope. Was not a live journaler. Manson is the one who said he would listen to them, no one else. But they were Cam and DM fans. No doubt about it. They suck, yeah. The best thing Ramstein did was I don't remember hearing about this. That's interesting, though. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, getting called a fag by 12-year-olds. Yeah. Well, it's like that. There's that meme about the Halo game where the old guys survived the battle, and he said, "I heard screaming, and it was children. And they were calling me a pedophile, and they told me to go back to Europe." Oh. SOCOM 2, yeah. I was not a PlayStation guy. I was an Xbox dude, but one of the guys in my fraternity had PlayStation. I remember I played the shit out of SOCOM. That was a lot of fun. N64 with cheats. Yeah, if you could get the ultimate cheat, that was invincibility. You had to run facility in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And I learned about it, and I spent an entire fucking summer trying to get it, and I couldn't get it. And then I finally got it one year. It was fucking epic when I got it. And then I learned later on that there was like a book that had all the cheat codes in it, and you could type it in and be there. Now, the funny thing, if you want to fuck with people when you play GoldenEye, was there was an invisibility cheat you could type in at the beginning of a multiplayer thing. And that's why you'd be like the jungle commando in the stacks and you disappear into the green wall. That was a lot of fun. MySpace, I never had a MySpace. I thought all that shit was kind of retarded. I signed up for one for like a minute, but I didn't do anything with it. Crusty Milko says, what frat? Phi Delta Theta. Neil Armstrong, Burt Reynolds, and many other awesome Chads like Lou Gehrig. So... I knew strategy guides existed, but I wasn't big on them. I didn't want to cheat. And I don't think in the GoldenEye strategy guide, because Brady Games were like, that was the game. That was like the gold standard, was you got a Brady Games strategy guide. I don't think the Brady Games strategy guide for GoldenEye had the cheats in it. I think it told you what the cheats were, but they didn't tell you how to get them or give you the cheat codes. Keopax says GoldenEye facility, proximity mines only. You got to do fucking like power weapons, man. Fucking like, you got to do power weapons, dude. You only live twice, right? Like that was the thing. If you graduated in 2004, you must have played Dreamcast. Yeah, I only played Dreamcast like once. I knew one, like I saw it one time. I did know a couple of kids who had fucking Sega Saturn though. That was fun. Playing like Virtual Cop. But yeah, I only played like Dreamcast like once. I was on AOL. AOL and IRC. Those were big. ICQ, all those things. Fraternities are 48% gay. Yes, which is better than over 50% gay. Paying for a strategy guide was not cheating. I know. Game Shark could turn them on, I think. Yeah, but I didn't get the Game Shark for Nintendo 64. I remember the Game Genie, though, for like the original Nintendo. That was a lot of fun. The Game Genie came with all the fucking codes in it. That was so much fun. That, we were going to, that was the best. Yeah, for facility, you have to make sure that Dr. Doke is in the right spot or else you can't get 00 in time. Yep. Yeah. Perfect Dark was epic. Yeah, Perfect Dark was okay. The other 52% are bisexual. That's still gay. Yes, you did unlock some cheats by beating GoldenEye story mode in different settings. Yes, but the only ones that fucking mattered were like was invincibility, because then it was really cool to play. Especially you do like the archives on invincibility, and you just walk through with like the DD 44, just like that was the fun ones. Oh, so they upgraded his they upgraded his charges to first degree for the terrorism. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's a motivated killing. He probably talked when he did it. Jay Byer says my fraternity was cool. All their frats were gay. Well, what was yours? What was yours? Because that kind of matters. All right, here, chat. Let's see. What are you guys talking about here? I missed a bunch of things, I think. It didn't keep going. All frats are gay. Not all of them. Some are gayer than others. Suck a big dick. Well, you know which one Nico founded. Oh, Theta Chi. Theta Chi's aren't bad. Is Theta Chi part of the? Hold on here. I think Theta Chi is part of the Miami Triad. If I remember right from all my shit. It was at Norwich University. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Cedar Rose. I was an Alpha Phi. Awesome. Jarek, is that a smoke alarm chirp? No, that might be the door if the dogs are bumping into it, going in and out. And Kappa Sig. Oh, there you go. That's not bad. Maddie says I was Molin LeVay. Yeah. Theta Chi, where I went alcohol free. Yeah. Stephen Cooper says I was more of a Kappa guy. Well, like that's there isn't a there was a Kappa. They ended up becoming known as Delta Kappa though. They rebranded after they became more of a national thing, but they originally founded as Kappa. I do know that. They're known as like the Deeks, or the Ducks or something like that. But yeah, there was a Kappa, believe it or not. Then there's a Kappa Gamma. That's a sorority. Oh. Dated a Phi Delta. Oh, nice. Good for you. Shredder says Delta. That's a sorority. Ghost says you're a Tri-Delt. I was a cunt. Oh. Garrett says the Tri-Delts at the university. U of A were whores. Hot as hell, but whores. Bella says, I was offered Zeta and AKA, but I didn't do it. I'd have built it someone. Well. Shredder says Tri-Delt. I didn't know you were a girl, but okay, there you go. Yeah. Benjamin Lewis says Deltas, the Tri-Delts were respectable. DGs were dick rappers. Oh no. Like every campus is different with that. There were always like the hoe ones, but oh, you know what they say about DGs though? Nothing goes down like an anchor. So yes, I know all you fucking normies out there. Yes, there's ironically a Kappa like philanthropic civil club all over the state of Indiana. We looked it up before. Yeah, I think so. Yes, normies, get out. This is a Greek chat now. Delta Campus for hoes. No. Oh, jeez. Do you want Slanish? Because that's how you get Slanish. Oh. So, anyways, chat, that's it. I think we're going to land the plane here. Aerodynamic says, you guys ain't come and got spanked. No. No, I'm sorry. That ruined your, like, you were missing out. That didn't happen, buddy. So don't worry. You didn't miss out. Lambda Chi were the douche canoes. Yeah, those guys are okay on my campus. Am I a Freemason? No, I am not a Freemason. Oh, not a chick. I dated a Tri-Delt, turned into a Tri-Felt. Oh, no. You broke a university photocopier because you had to take a photocopy of your butts for Greek week. Campus security found out it was us and we had to pay for the repair. Oh. That's what all Freemasons say. No, because the Freemasons thing is to be one, ask one. So. Yeah. Oh, wait, you're raised Catholic, can't be a Freemason. It's actually not an issue if I wanted to be one. I just, not really interested. The butt was too fat. Well, or it was a shitty copy machine. Iconoclast says I'm a Mason. Sean isn't one of us. You guys are talking about Limp Bizkit. Like, you guys know a lot about all this shit. Like, are you sure you weren't doing it? Sounds like maybe it was you who was playing Limp Bizkit, a name of some sort. Maybe it was you. You wanted the limpest biscuit around. Bella's saying, did I look at the medical lawsuit about the family's medical malpractice? That thing you sent me a while back? Yes. That's something we're going to take a look at here. How many times did I call Sean or Scene at school? Like when I was like a kid, they call me Scene to be asshole, but after that, no, not in high school and not in college. Just as a little kid, yeah. Freemasons are cool. It's the Shriners you watch. Yeah. Demon's Wrath says, no, child, it's you who listen to Limp Bizkit. Enjoy. You, child, you listen to Limp Bizkit. Enjoy homosexuality. Okay. Yeah. Some schools, they had like dining clubs and you'd be members of different houses and different dining things. Princeton didn't have fraternities. Yeah, but that stuff is kind of neat how they have their own little cultures about that. So. No, an eating club is not like competition eating. It's like it's a very formal type of fraternity. Like everybody hangs out, but it's like the house has its own club and you would go there and eat meals. But it's not like a fraternity in that sense. It's, you're going to find that it's an Ivy League thing. It's an Ivy League thing. Teachers would call Sean's in my school Scene. I probably would have called them illiterate fucks if a teacher called me that. So, yeah. So, anyways, chat, we are going to wrap this up tonight. We've been here for a little while. It's been 3 hours. Wow, we kicked a lot of ass. It's been fun. So, Tom Hanks eating pita heroes, eating pitas and raping boys. No. So, yes, and tonight, tonight at the pit, everybody gets laid. So, anyways, chat, that is it. We will see you guys later. And tomorrow night we'll be doing members only. So if you guys are just becoming a member tonight, join us tomorrow night. It's a fun time. We get to hang out. And it's kind of like being on Locals, but we get to hang out here and do all kinds of stuff. And yeah. Let's see here. What yeah, Trap's not bad. Trap's great. But anyways, chat, that is it. And as much as I think Jay-Z probably was involved with stuff with Diddy, this one ain't it. This one ain't it. I'm just saying. This one ain't it. And this is going to damage things going forward for the real victims, which this whole thing is so stupid. Yeah. And remember, till next time, chat, Jay-Z probably didn't do this one, but he's probably guilty of other ones. Good night, chat. And yes, Eric Fulham says, can you blow me where the Pampers is? And Amateur Iconoclast gifted 5 subs. Topping it off for the night, chat. Topping it off for the night. getting you guys ready for tomorrow. Oh, wow. Some people are already getting gifted. And, yeah, and Prism's right. Rest in peace, Jeff. Have a good one. Godspeed to you, Jeff. And I will see you guys later. Take care, everybody. Good night, chat. Good night.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy?